Love it, 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 love it. More ways they can find to get around this stupid reserve list nonsense, the happier I am. Why did it?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Welcome to MTZBWY with you, everyone.
No, I thought it was the other one.
It's all of them. What? We don't know what our topics are. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to MTZBWY with you, America's most chaotic MTG and every other TCG and Taylor Swift podcast where we don't know the topics and neither do you. I am, of course, joined by the man who has the weight of the podcast on his shoulders this week, Josh.
I've been preparing for this for a year. Let's do it.
Oh, God, that's right. Happy 1 year anniversary. Maybe.
Is this it? Is this it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I just said a year. I hope not.
But I'm proud of you for believing that.
Should we just celebrate it today? Might as well.
Absolutely.
1 year, buddy.
Happy birthday to you.
I haven't found something better to do with my Thursday nights.
To you.
This is the worst singing of happy birthday ever. Great.
Happy birthday, dear Josh, on the podcast. And a sorcery to 1K. I am, of course, joined by the Stone Master, Stone Mason, Louis DeGeorge.
I don't get that one. But
you love the stone card from sorcery so much. I heard about this today.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Not everybody wants a lotus, dude.
Oh, the Philosopher's Stone. I thought you were.
There you go. There you go. Took a minute.
And we're joined by George. Welcome back from being gone 2 weeks ago, George. We're so glad that you're back again. Here we go. And it's Thursday night. Podcast goes live tomorrow morning in less than 12 hours. So that's
Louis in a great mood. So this will be great.
We're going to talk about Magic spoiler season and how excited everybody is about the Magic Commander decks that are doing really hot. We're going to talk about the new Magic playtest cards that are coming out in something, which we know as little as you do about. We're going to talk about...
Welcome to MTZBWY with you. That should be our new tagline.
We're going to talk
You know more than us. Why are you listening?
We're going to talk about your local ups, man, UPS, and their strike that's happening and how it's going to afford the LGSs. We're going to talk about Pokemon completely collapsing and going to 0K and how that's going to affect the LGSs. We'll talk about sorcery prices and beta. And finally, we'll do a Lorcana minute, and it will be an absolute blast.
And we'll also be talking about the MetaZoo Hello Kitty and maybe Hot Topic collaboration. Don't worry.
Okay, here we go. Spoiler season for Magic. Yes.
Hold on, Louis. You owe me real quick. Do you have a beverage with you?
Let's do it.
I got myself a nice fancy.
Happy 1 year.
Cheers.
Proud of you.
This is a special occasion.
Why?
Commander Masters is tanking. Lorcana is doomed. Right. Sorcery is pumping. Two of us are crushing it. Two of us.
Lorcana is pumping as well. It's going way up. It's going way up in price. And if that's your test for sorcery, it should be your test for Lorcana too. If price is all you're looking at, sorcery's doing good. Lorcana's doing good.
You are currently cheersing somebody who has like a $70,000 check to write for Commander Masters this week. So thanks for that, I guess.
Listen, you win here, you lose financially, and vice versa.
Obsidian Flames comes out soon after. So that should really help you right the ship.
Yeah, let's go. All right.
Louis going to be working at McDonald's by the end of this podcast.
By the end of tomorrow morning, you can catch me at McDonald's
or Arby's. Get the MetaZoo cards
and bring home barbecue sauce, dude.
Do you like Arby's at all?
Arby's is the worst fast food restaurant by a large shot. Nope. Sorry. I'll take that back. I don't understand how anybody ever eats at Captain D's. If you eat at Captain D's,
I love Captain D's.
I have zero respect for you. My wife and I talk about this every time we see somebody pull into a Captain D's. How do you do that? Like, how do you treat your body?
It's seafood. It's seafood. That's good for you.
I eat at Sheetz 4 times a week, and I'm saying this. How do you treat your body that low? How do you do that?
Seafood is good for you. Salmon's good for you. It's like salmon.
How have neither of you screamed D's nuts? What is happening right now? Well, I don't even know what this place is. Is this a real place? Is this a joke? It's got to be a joke.
Oh, man.
I like Captain D's. We had Long John Silver when I grew up.
That's as bad. Okay,
I like Long John Silver a lot.
Spoiler season.
I don't know if they still exist or not now, though.
And
like
basically, huh? You like Captain D's?
No, I don't even know what it is. Just go.
It's a great seafood. It's a seafood dining establishment.
Fast food seafood, dude. Like it's like I don't understand.
George, how do you feel about sushi that you get from a gas station?
So I won't eat that, but I will eat fried sushi that's half price on Wednesday nights by me.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it's not from a gas station.
No, no. I don't like raw fish. I need to be fried.
Okay, so
spoiler alert: Captain D's is raw fish.
Can we talk about spoiler season?
That stuff's never seen fish.
All right, Josh.
I don't know what it is, but I know what it ain't.
Josh, what were your thoughts on the spoiler deck that came out?
The price of this deck is too damn high. Isn't that the popular community take?
You can pre-order at GameGrove.gg, please.
This reminds me of you had some video. It was like Commander Master's prices are completely unreasonable, and then the first pinned comment was you. If you want to buy Commander Masters, you can get it here.
I can't. I'm making less than 20% on those. Like, what do you want? And I'm doing free shipping, and I pay 3%. 3%.
Listen, man,
so,
it's tough out there for a penguin. It's hard, bro. Dude. I don't know. I don't know. What did people think the commander decks were going to be? Did they think this was going to be the first commander deck with the perfect baller mana base? And like, what do we think?
Was that because its price is a premium product, but then our friend of the podcast said it was not a premium product?
Yeah. What the hell is a premium product? If
here's what
$90 deck is not that.
Like, I thought about this. Like, I think what it means is like what they count as premium is not what card it is, but what finishing it has. If it's like a unique foiling, that would be considered a premium product. If it's a Lotus, which I know some people don't even want that much, but if it's like a Lotus without like a special high end foiling, it would not be considered a premium product.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
they are disconnected from the wallets of their customers.
Like, I don't think you can look back to last year and feel that's true. Like, I guess I don't see that.
What was the most successful? Let's take Lord of the Rings collector boxes out of the picture because they had a 1-of-1 lottery ticket ring
that are still selling.
Yeah, that's fair. What is the most successful product in the market in your mind? Don't Google it, George. Your opinion, based on the fact that you were at your store so much and you know so much about this that you criticize our takes.
Wow, the vitriol, the venom. Jeez,
he's got some anger in him today.
Breathe.
Yeah, he got some
Lord,
anger.
Hugs, not drugs.
That's not. Louis not kind to those around him. I've heard this before from others. I would say Dominaria Remastered does all right. Does very well. I would think Phyrexia All Will Be One has done pretty well. Like, I don't think they haven't had a big miss since Brothers. Like, Brothers was a miss, but it wasn't a big miss. I wouldn't say it wasn't like Scarlet and Violet.
I would say Dominaria United was
a big miss. That was like Scarlet and Violet level.
That was probably their last miss.
Yeah.
Have you seen the EV of those boxes? The EV of Dominaria United collector boxes is pretty good.
Well, dude, Shieldred's huge.
Like, they haven't had a lot of misses.
Okay, so Dominaria Remastered, you would say is a quote unquote premium product. That's
no. That's
wait. Sorry. All right, go back. Sorry, my question was what is a popular product, a successful product?
I would say. I mean, like, I don't think they've had a bad product this year, to be honest.
All of Phyrexia Will Be One. I think the Lord of the Rings collector deck was so wildly outrageous. The collector deck. Or the collector box was so wildly outrageous that we overlook how successful the set box was too. I mean, the set box sold in insane numbers. So like that, I think that was a wildly popular product. I agree with George. I mean, let's not forget the complete bundle that went crazy and sold out instantly. People love that product.
That's a really good analogy. The complete bundle. Is that a premium product?
Yeah, and they said it was.
But it's a premium product done correctly. It's a premium product delivered to a community at an affordable price, right?
It was $80 is my point for a premium product. And these commander decks, if a store wants to make not $0, if they want to make a 20%, it's $85.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's my point. Is that it has nothing to do with the cards; it has to do with the finishing.
Well, there's also a different. Go ahead. Sorry,
I think that's what he's trying to say. Like, that's the way I interpreted his comment. Was the cards won't make it a premium product. The foiling and the rarity will.
I think there's another community looks at the value of something and says, if you are charging $90 to $85 for a deck, which is more expensive than any commander deck other than the Lord of the Ring or other than the Warhammer premium decks. That is a premium product. Like,
I mean, they can think that. That's fine.
They
like,
increase the price 40%. Distro costs is increased 40%. So what makes it a premium product? What makes it not a premium product if you are increasing the price 40%?
I feel like I'm stuck. Like, can you guys hear me okay?
So you're saying just the foiling makes it?
I think that's what they would say a premium product is. It deals with two things. It deals with special foiling and rarity. I don't know. I'm not Chris.
Then why the price increase?
But that's
why the price increase?
Because clearly WotC is testing out how much they can raise prices. Like, anybody who doesn't think that this is the year WotC is trying to figure out the right way to price things, they're out of their mind. Like, WotC is trying to figure out how much room does the consumer have. The last 2 years, they've been testing how many releases can the consumer take, and the answer was far more than anybody anticipated. And now they're trying to figure out how much give do the consumers have in terms of price. That's the way I interpret this. Like, I mean, like, that's what normal businesses do. That's not surprising to me.
Just not straying too far from the premium product conversation, right? I think it's probably a combination, because I look at something like Dominaria Remastered. Dominaria Remastered had, I guess, special foiling, but it wasn't like something we had never seen before. At this point, we had seen the old frame foils before. They were very hot. They were very popular, but it wasn't like brand new or groundbreaking. It had a lot of cool cards, and it commanded a higher price. So I think we're probably going to settle somewhere in the middle here. It's got to have a combination of those things. But when we focus specifically on the commander decks, there's another aspect here, right? People are paying for not only the value of the cards, and so many channels that are great people in the community focus so much on that list. I think you need to look outside that, like, how you're buying these decks for a play experience as well. Much like when you buy a set box, it's an opening experience. How do these decks play in the pot? That's going to be unknown until we start to get our hands on them. That's going to be part of the price here, right? And is that just priced in this set? Is it an amazing sealed pod play experience? Like, is that what we're paying for?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably part of it. I think that's fair. I think what I would look at for value is not necessarily as a pod, because a lot of people are buying one of them. That's why you see the price of the Eldrazi and Slivers ones being so much higher. Like, a lot of people are not looking at it that way. A lot of people, I know, like, there is data to look at, like, the full four, but there are a significant amount of people who aren't looking at it that way as well.
Yes.
I also have the 2-card packs in them.
I assume they do. I don't know if they've even.
That's extra value too. I mean, like, the collector boxes are expensive.
I was talking to Josh about this the other day. Could you imagine if there is a exclusive framed jeweled lotus in those packs? Like, that could set things up.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think the commander decks are. I think everyone's overreacting about the commander decks. Frankly,
shocking.
I would say Wizards. They're just so bad at communication. Like, why would you get on here and be like, it's not a premium product? Like, nobody ever asked them, like why even get that way? Like, why even go to, like, it's in my opinion, this is a premium product, but I think there are a couple of things that make this worth the extra value, in my opinion. And that's what nobody's really talking about, is the 10 cards that nobody knew were going to be in there. And, like, those cards are good. They can be really good. They can become staples. And that's what I think in 5 years, you're going to be looking back on this, like, these decks and looking at is those 10 cards in each deck. I don't think we know exactly what those look like right now.
I think we know all but Eldrazi as of the recording of this podcast.
Right. My point is, like, we don't know how well they actually perform in gameplay. Like, we don't know how good they are. This is every time a new set comes out.
Yeah.
There's cards that everybody doesn't know is going to be really good and that shoot up. And I think that this is that type of timeline. And I think at some point you either opt out of this product, which is fine. And I get that. Or you have to trust that Wizards of the Coast put some good cards in these decks that justifies their idea of that it should cost more.
So,
it doesn't cost them more to produce the cards. It doesn't cost them more to make the decks. they think that these 10 cards, in my opinion, they think that these 10 cards in each one of these decks are going to have, they're going to create reprint equity outside of the reprint equity that has existed in the past. And at the end of the day, that is Wizards of the Coast job, is to create new reprint equity for the future. And like, I think you either have to opt out and not be part of it, or you have to hop on board with that.
Well, that's not their only job, right? Part of it, again, maybe you're paying for the play experience. Like, again, we've had sets before where the play experience is something that people are willing to pay for. They're willing to go back, whether it be limited, whether it be sealed commander, things like that. So I don't think it's fair to say their only job is to create reprint equity. I'm on board with you with that they need to, right? We've been in a cycle of what are some of the most popular times that we've seen. It's all the Masters releases, Time Spiral remastered, and then Dominaria remastered. Well, if they keep down this path where all it is a bunch of reprints, 5-6 years from now, we have nothing to revisit and remaster, right? So we do have to fall in love with some new stuff. And I think things like Wilds of Eldraine goes a long way towards that. March of the Machine, I think, goes a long way towards things like that. Things we'll look fondly on. So it's tough, man. This set, I just don't get it. I don't understand. I still don't understand the price point, I guess.
It's the first master set that has new cards in it. And that is being under discussed and under talked about, in my opinion. And like the words you took from me was reprint equity, but the point I was trying to make is that it's their job to create new cards that people think of as iconic and known. And frankly, they've done a damn good job of that this year. Look at Orcish Bowmasters. Look at a lot of the Warhammer stuff that they put out. Look at, they are creating. The One Ring is a powerful card that everyone's pissed.
It is all over modern. It's like 600 of the top 800 decks all play the One Ring right now.
I can't speak to if they're going too far with it, but what I can speak to is that casual players are looking at these cards and being like, oh, I want that, and I remember that. Like Orcish Bowmasters, I can't keep the card in stock. Like, people trade it in for some stupid reason, and it sells in like 30 seconds. Like, people in locally, everyone wants it. And so I think stuff like that is, everyone's looking at reprint equity, and what they're not understanding, in my opinion, is that this is a reprint set with these huge cards that I think are I believe that they think they're going to have extreme value, and that's what they think is going to sell this set over a longer period.
Before you go, George, I just want to jump on Louis' point really quick. I think you make a good point, but I think it deserves expansion. I think it's even further before this year. We were so negative about Magic because of Magic 30 and the vast overprinting stuff. But look at things like Shieldred, Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, Leyline Binding, Witches in the Underworld Cookbook, as Miranda Dice McCool Dakar, or like all of these cards are iconic, and people want to play them in various formats. And through all the negativity, I think they've done a good job of some of this.
Yeah, Shieldred's a great example.
Vorinclex is another one. The monsters are the one that doubles counters or whatever. That card's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. George, you were about to say something.
No, listen, I trust Wizards when it comes to master sets. Like, until they prove me wrong, I'm gonna trust them on the master sets. They don't miss.
I haven't been around for anything other than Double Masters as a store.
Iconic Masters is the last miss. And that's been what, 10 years? Like, when did Iconic Masters come out? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. We're all old.
They don't miss master sets. I fully,
I mean, they're due.
I understand stores are freaking out, but I'm not freaking out about this.
I don't think stores are freaking out. I think that allocations were higher in terms of like stores getting more than they thought they would. I think that's true.
And I think that's going to make them freak out when they got to pay that bill. The tax man's coming.
Yeah. I don't know. The demand for the set as a pre-order from my store has been really high.
Of course.
And so like that tells me that's a good sign. We'll see what ends up happening, or if I just don't have a store next week or not. So yeah.
It's all about those commander decks, dude. The sales data is wild. It's like 70%. It's commander decks.
Unsurprisingly for my store, but we're selling collector boxes. And I'll be honest, I was anxious about that. That's 4 packs. No, I think that's how collector packs should be. Collector boxes should be. Less packs, more value. But that's a risk, and so far the customer's accepting it.
I'm gonna
Is that your data showing for TCG player, Josh?
What?
Is that what your data is showing for on your TCG
It is.
player?
The collector box is the most popular product that isn't a commander deck.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought the 4 decks that was highest.
No,
players are totally accepting of the less packs, more value, and I think that's smart. If I were a collector of Magic, that's what I would want.
I think it's more that's the only place that you can get the 10 other cards in the extreme foil.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's more value. Like this like rare version of this card.
Is that what you're gonna say, Josh? Or you disagree?
No, I think I agree with you. I'm glad you didn't steal my point, so I was happy.
Okay.
I was excited.
I'm also glad.
What was your point?
I think it's also the
what
most.
A lead up. This point better be really good, Josh.
No, it's just
there's a lot
otherwise 1 year's it, buddy. 1 year contract not renewed.
God.
Hold on, call Mick. All right, okay, Google.
I think it's the most. It's also the box, like the box that people are most comfortable with. They know the 3-box structure at this point at the most affordable price point. Like of all the 3 boxes, it's the cheapest.
Yeah, it's the cheapest entry.
Which is wild to say it to a microphone. Hey, out there, enjoy the collector box. It's your cheapest option. It's weird to say. It's weird to say. Listen. If you end up being right, it's a wild swing.
I'm wrong about the 500. I'm wrong about the 500. Okay, let me eat that crow right now. I don't have any ice cold chicken fingers
I'm
tonight.
drawing this out for weeks. You don't. No, you're not jumping on this. I'm making this hurt for weeks now.
I think that and this is the Switzerland take, but like I don't think it's as bad as Josh thinks. I definitely don't think it's $500 set boxes.
No. Wait, how bad do I think it? I've always said I've always prefaced it's going to sell. It's going to be remembered very poorly.
Oh, I don't think that. I think
I do.
Like I think that.
I think this. I don't think that. I do. Yeah, we know that's why you said it.
I think that initially the release week is going to be pretty rough. But I think that master sets typically a couple weeks after start rebounding pretty heavily.
Do they?
Yeah,
this will be my first master set I'm tracking. Every other set dies after release.
They go up, then they stabilize, and they never grow again.
And then they also crash after the stabilizing. Like double.
How's Modern Horizons 2?
But here's the big thing.
Modern Horizons 2 is doing fine. Listen.
Yeah, that's not master set.
And it's also doing fine, might I add. Thank the Lord.
So here's what, like, from the store perspective, I've only been involved with double masters, but I also kind of followed the other double masters too. But
God, I missed double masters one.
And George, correct me if I'm wrong, but we typically don't get any or very few restocks after initial release. And if that is the case here, which we don't know if it is or not, but if that is the case here, the demand for there's a lot of good singles in the set. Like there is, and the reprint, the supply, especially their mythics, like Demotic Tutor's a mythic. Like I just don't see the prices tanking as much as people are making them think.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we all took 10,000 Omega packs, because like they weren't going to reprint the regular.
You swore you'd never bring it up.
Oh my God, I have so many Omega packs. I did my inventory this week. I have so many.
I have 1 billion. I'm thrilled with them.
You know what Wizards and Magic does better than anyone else just in the same vein is the $5 to $25 card. You said these sets and these singles have so much value, and so much of it is stocked into. You're going to open a set pack. You're going to get a $5 card, an $8 card, a $12 card, and a $10 card. Like they do a great job of that.
Yeah. They do the mid-price card better than anybody else by a mile. Yeah. By a mile.
It helps to have millions.
Nobody
of
else actually does mid-price cards.
To all those in the comment section saying that I'm a just wizard shill trying to sell the product.
Wait. Who the hell says that?
Yeah,
what are they listening to?
It's Mark Rosewater's aunt. She's new here.
My comment section has been pretty hefty on that this week. I made one positive one positive video, and to all those people, the best way to interact with this set is not to buy stuff from me. It's to buy the singles when the singles crash. That is the best way to interact with the set.
I always thought we had the same viewers. My viewers tell me it's nice to have a breath of positivity in the Magic universe. I get a lot of comments. I get a lot of positivity.
My viewers want to roast Magic the Gathering.
That's because all you did for a year. Then you wonder why the one positive video got the hate. You roast them nonstop for a year. Then you say one positive video, like, geez, which one of these is not like the other?
Yeah.
Listen, I faked positivity about trash for a long time. Okay.
Okay. So I I think this is a good transition.
There's nowhere to go from there.
We still don't know. we still don't know if there's anything special in the list slot. And I don't want to go there.
All right.
I want to say the next thing we're talking about is something that I thought might be in the list slot, which is these playtest cards that they're all talking about. Ooh. So they put out a tweet today, and okay, there's a couple I want to prelude with. Everyone's focused on Secret Lair in regards to this, but it did not. The interesting thing, to my opinion, is that it didn't come from the Secret Lair Twitter account. It came from like the regular Magic Twitter account. So
we're a Secret Lair Twitter account.
Yeah, of course there's. So put your tinfoil hats on, because what they announced today, or what they what's the word I'm looking for? What they didn't announce, but
portrayed,
and what they teased today is a Secret Lair card, or I guess it's not a Secret Lair, but it's a Secret Lair playtest card. So check this out. This is a counterspell that is it's a playtest card is what it is. And this is what they say about it. They basically say only this one, which again is super cool, is the first one of these things you might see in the wild that represents an actual real pre-existing card. So while it's super cool, it also might be confusing because it's a playtest card are very much not tournament legal. Counterspell in most cases very much is. So this is what this is. It is an actual card that they were using at Wizards of the Coast to play test with, that has like it's been played with before from a playtester. This is not like them printing fake playtest cards like in mystery booster boxes. I think this is really cool, because one of the things I think is the coolest thing. Have you guys seen the paper cards from like alpha playtesting?
Yes. Yeah.
Those are neat. Those are cool.
I don't understand how anybody authenticates them and knows that they are not just like printer paper. Like, I don't get it. I don't get
bar napkins. It's bar napkins.
Like, I don't understand how you can't just like get a piece of paper.
I was about to be mean to the shirt on your shirt, Louis, and I would not do it. I was about to be mean. I will turn around. I will be kind to those around me. Continue, Louis.
I don't get how you can't just like print that with like a printer from the early 90s and be like, hey, this is a playtest card, I want $100,000 for it. How much does it cost?
They don't go for cheap. I wonder if that's why. Cheap,
and I think that's why.
That's probably why. Yeah.
I think that's right. But this is a real playtest card, and it's got like wizard stamps on it and really cool things. I think that's really, really, really cool. And here's the tinfoil hat. That's what's in these. That's going to be in the list slot. That's my tinfoil hat. You're going to see some of those randomly pop up. And that's why they have put this out now before Commander Masters release.
Okay. If that's true, my hope springs eternal for my valuation.
Yeah.
Like, that is how Chris Cox brings me back from the dead, like you guys did last week.
I hope I made this very clear. Tinfoil hat is on right now. Do not buy these. Do not buy. What is that?
It's like my tin. That's the only foil I had around.
Modern Masters pack?
Yeah. Yeah,
what the hell do you have a random Modern Masters pack hanging around for?
It's to put on my tinfoil hat when you tell me to.
You won't open that right now.
No, why would I? On your channel? Absolutely not. You can follow me at youtube.com/HometowNTCG to see it.
Love it. Oh, will you post it?
Are you opening it?
Yeah, for sure. At 7K, I'll open it.
How much is it a pack?
I have no idea.
Probably not that much.
I can't imagine. I think Louis blown it out of proportion.
I'm just trying to. I thought you would open it. To be honest, I thought you had bigger cojones than that. But
have a little chat, buddy.
Anyway, that's my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory.
It's a $27 pack. What the hell? Just open the pack. It's $25.
I can't afford another one. That's what my YouTube channel made last year. That's what I made last year.
You coward.
That's what I made. This is it.
Pressure.
This is the income, George. From your ivory tower. You feel good about this?
What is the best?
You feel good about this?
Masters?
You feel good?
All right, you have to at least clip this for your channel.
I hope you could have Lotus, and then we goes. Nobody wants that.
Hope you get a Snapcaster Mage card. Nobody wants anymore.
Oh, your Retriever's cool. There's a foil in here. I got a wood foil practice. This is the worst pack ever.
Why would you open it? The singles are always the play.
They should have put more reprint equity in that set.
I better be able to get a new one at GameGrove.gg.
I don't have one.
I got a real hat now.
So let's talk about.
I thought you were opening another one. I was like, God, you gotta stop.
What are your thoughts on the counterspell?
Mine?
Yep.
Love it. 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 More ways they can find to get around this stupid reserve list nonsense, the happier I am.
Why did I put my headphones back on?
Counterspell's not a reserve list card.
But this is
he's taking it there.
This is clearly a way to get around.
It's a puddle jump.
Clearly a way they can get around it.
You read one Reddit
that you sent. You started this. This is your fault.
Like the guy on Reddit has no clue if they're reprinting reserve list. It's a playtest card.
Remember when I just said this is
Black Lotuses tomorrow?
Nobody wants a Black Lotus. That doesn't matter, Louis, and we all know that. Like
they're not.
This is
the reserve list.
This is a way to get around the reserve list.
No, it's not. How is? Explain that to me. How is this a way to get around the reserve list?
Because it's not a reserve list card. It's a playtest card.
But it's existing playtest cards, so they have to have Power 9 playtest cards and like reserve list playtest cards lying around.
I'll be honest, Louis. I know you can't read, but that's a line I didn't think I'd have to draw. This one seems pretty linear.
Josh, whose side are you on right now? I have to know.
Wait, are you saying does he agree with me, or does he like agree with my position?
I got an open pack on my head. I'm not sure what you're asking me right now. This got very serious very quickly.
They are not playtesting reserve list cards right now. Why would they be doing that?
Arguably, you don't know how long they have been saving playtest cards because maybe they just lock them up because they don't want them getting out, right? You could tell me a story where this paves the way for them to start including this more frequently with non-tournament legal collector's edition style cards. Like this paves the way. This exact release will not be that. You're right. I love the idea of releasing actual cards that were play tested at Wizards of the Coast. Releasing that to the community is cool. It's only a small jump to the next thing, though. He's not that outrageous here.
Okay.
Look, it's not happening this time. They're not the actual playtest cards.
I don't understand the connection to reserve lists from what is seemingly just a cool way to include other.
They're including non-tournament legal cards.
Yeah,
that's the leap.
It's the same as Magic 30, right? It's fake cards. Now these ones have more meaning because they were actually play tested. They have more meaning than Magic 30 ever will. I'm on that train. You are correct. We agree. George is wrong.
But like Magic 30th. And that what they did with non-tournament legal cards was to produce a full-on set and print cards intended to sell to customers in a package, which is different than taking cards that they play tested a set with and putting them into boxes as like, hey, here's a cool thing from Magic's history that we play tested. That's a cool way to show you behind the scenes.
Yeah,
but they've done both now, right? Yeah. They've printed the fake reserve list cards. They've printed those, and now they've released the playtest cards, which is cool. It's not, if it's widely accepted, and we love them coming out of boxes, it's not a big jump to say, oh, well, let's just, we only sold 12,000, let's put the rest of these in here.
The second you're okay with non-tournament legal cards being in your box, they can put a lot of things in that box.
They've been putting art cards in the box. That's a non-tournament card.
But that's also not a card that has actions on it. Like,
wait, this was back when Magic was Go. Like, there's no art or detail card in here.
Like the little advertisement card in there. That's not a legal card either. Like, I guess that's like technically true. I don't know what it proves though.
You mean when I write Black Lotus on that and put it on my deck, it doesn't count?
Nobody wants that card, Josh. You should put a card on there that people want.
I did. I write 30 in the corner, so it makes it real.
Now we're talking.
I just think that that's a very negative stretch.
I think it's a very positive stretch. Are you kidding me?
I think it's a negative stretch. I think they should stop at the playtest cards, but I don't think they will.
Okay.
It would be cool if every set included the playtest cards of that set. Would be dope. That would be neat. I don't think they could. Yeah, they could. They totally could do it.
The only other, I don't think they probably can't do the current set, but they could probably. Well, because like the production, like I I bet you the timeline between production and them playtesting is relative. Maybe it's not that close.
I would think there's I think these things have to be play tested well before they send the sheets to the printer. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. How
we don't know. It would be cool.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I think that's I think assuming reserve list on this is a stretch.
I think the second you're okay with non-tournament legal cards being in your box, I think like reserve list is clearly the post worth a discussion.
The post was really aggressively adamant too. Like these are non-tournament. Like it's almost like they're saying, "Hey, if this were to happen, it doesn't violate any rules." Just so we're clear, which means they're keeping the reserved list. And Josh is right, George is wrong. Louis, make a bundle about it. Let's do it.
Okay. I understand how you guys are making that connection now through talking, but I still think that it's like their point is that you can't
communicating and listening to others.
I
Can read, but can talk.
No,
the Louis George story.
That's how you're interpreting. I interpret it as like, hey, if you pull this counter spell, you can't show up at a tournament and play with this counter spell. It's not tournament legal. Like that is a much more basic example for that than like, oh, guys, we're putting this in, and when we play the Black Lotus, you also can't play the Black Lotus.
Nobody wants it. Like, you know,
I think you guys are stretching here. That's my point. And you're also on the side of Reddit, and Reddit's the worst.
But first of all, Reddit told us all to buy NFTs, and we did it. It's going great. So you shut up.
So, all right. Let's move on from that.
It's going great.
I try to be positive about something. You guys make it negative.
I was super positive about it. What do you want from me?
I said it's amazing. I said they should do it for every set. What?
And I said they should put reserve list in every set until
you just can't handle being amongst positive people right now.
That's the problem.
Right.
You know what, Louis? Everything's going to zero. Your Commander Masters is going to tank your store.
Let's talk about something really positive. I think that my UPS driver deserves more money and less hours.
Lucky for you, that is not what the strike is about. So you've won that battle, assuming they're not a part-time employee. I'm glad to see you've got your firm grasp on that debate, though.
I talked to my UPS driver about it. You're telling me he's a liar?
Is he part-time?
No, I talked to my UPS driver. I was like, so what do you think about the strike? He goes, I just want to work. I don't really want. He's like, I have vacation next week, so I'll miss the first.
So we're not going to out him as a scab. We're not.
So let's talk
about UPS listens.
Right.
So
we are cutting my earlier joke and cutting that. Gotcha.
Not cutting that.
So we're not going to talk about the reasons behind the strike, on what's going on with the strike. What we are going to talk about is how it could affect your local game store
and my poor reps who are not
both all the distros. They're as bald as I am right now.
They are not excited about this.
Well, one distro has basically said if this happens, they might only be able to ship out core products: Magic, Pokemon, Lorcana, obviously sorcery.
Lorcana.
Yeah, I specifically asked about Lorcana. Don't worry.
They're gonna be they gotta ship like 6 boxes. They'll get all the Lorcana.
They can hand deliver it. Like here's your box.
I was fine with my allocations.
Now?
Everyone, reach out to George if you want to pre-order some Lorcana.
Yeah. You can hear my voicemail. It's in store, only in store, MSRP.
Release day. Everybody drive to George's store and get lots of Lorcana.
I don't think you can get in.
Nope, it's a military base, so make sure you bring your military ID.
I was about to say, I think, and if Lorcana's worth that to you,
say hi to God for me.
Go well.
So come on in.
Can you imagine people bum rushing the U.S. military for Mickey Mouse?
I need Mickey. They got the Goofy in there. It's called Boyle.
It's like the Area 51 raid is just 3 anime fans and games just wanting to get past to get the boxes. Let us in.
So the UPS strike, one district said they might only be able to ship out core products. The other said they might only be able to ship out once per week to your store. Now, I think this will not so I tend to get pallets, so this won't affect me a lot. So like this will create a very weird situation in the market where I think like smaller stores are going to get like they're going to have less product.
I get less Commander Masters.
I just heard this product will be fine because they're putting in reserve list. You'll be fine.
Can they start?
That was the rumor.
Was it? What is it, Scoopy? Did you read it on Facebook?
I read it on Tanner's Facebook. It's fine. The only place I know to get Scoopies from.
That's still your best source of Scoopies ever.
Damn it, Tanner. Damn it, Tanner.
He just subscribes to Tanner's Facebook feed. He's like, I got
I'm not even on his Facebook. He would text it to me and I thought it was a Scoopy.
He texts you a picture of the Facebook post.
All right, so your small LGSs.
That would have been amazing. He just screenshots it and sends it to me. He's like, for the cast.
So small LGSs are going to be more effective than non-small.
Yeah. You know, if you have a store, you should be ordering this week. Like you should hit pause because you should listen to the full episode, obviously.
Just listen to it while you order.
No, I want views. I want eyeballs on the screen.
They definitely don't look at the screen.
Is that true?
I don't know. I doubt they listen to the screen for the 2 hours.
I make a lot
20-minute podcast last week.
I make a lot of funny faces
Simon.
that deserve.
Simon was great.
Yeah, Simon was great.
We'll talk about the sorcery section. Big shout out to Simon for coming on. We'll talk about the sorcery section. An anti shout out to the three people who said I should be mean to Simon because Simon is GOAT. So you three can go screw yourselves.
Who said that?
See, I'll get to it now. These a-holes were like, I thought you were going to tell your true self to Simon. I thought you were going to show the charade for what it's worth. I'm like, that's never what I said. That's never what I said. First of all, if you're on the podcast, you're my guest, and I'll treat you with respect. Unless you're one game creator who was mean to me and ruthless and did something stupid to me. Sorry, Assad, you're not welcome back.
Is it Mark Rosewater's aunt?
Or your Mark Rosewater's aunt.
Aunt, not welcome.
Not, two people, same person, Assad.
So like, listen, if you're on the podcast, you're my guest. I'm going to be nice to you.
Back to UPS.
And so if you have an LGS, you should be ordering right now. Like order what you need for, I would say, at least 3 weeks.
But we always talk about like how dangerous that is, especially for smaller LGSs.
No, but I mean, like you're not. I mean, I wouldn't go ahead and order more like Scarlet and Violet. You probably already have enough of that in your back room. But like, I'm talking about deck boxes and binders and things that like don't go bad. You can never have too many binders. You're going to sell them eventually.
Yeah,
unless your store closes.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, do you really want to fill your living room with all these boxes of failed binders?
If you're selling a living room full of binders every 3 weeks, you're getting a pallet anyway.
So I worry about how this affects the middle store too. So you have your small store, and that issue is getting product. Middle store is also affected by getting product, but most middle stores also have some sort of online presence, and this could greatly increase. Like if I have to start using I have to start using United States Postal Service to ship stuff to California, I'm sorry, my Californian friends, you're not getting free shipping on over $200. You're not.
Well, it's also
it cost me $48 for USPS to ship something to you,
and that won't be the bigger problem. It's gonna take 5 months to get there.
Yeah. Well, that's the issue.
It's like UPS is usually on like longer distance stuff. Like they're like
far the cheapest.
They're like 3 times cheaper.
By far the cheapest.
That's the type of stuff that I think you're going to start seeing. And
that's a good point. That's actually a really good point.
If you are on the West Coast or
like this will really affect you, I bet.
Oh yeah, this will be huge. Yeah, right in time for my huge Commander Masters orders. So it's great.
You have a lot of online orders for Commander Masters?
No, not right now. But like I haven't done my patron sale yet, so yeah, maybe I should just factor that in.
The rumor has been like distro might ship. Like they're working. Like WotC might allow people to ship it early.
Yeah,
that's been the hub up. But I don't know if it's true or not. That could just be hope and hopium. But like. If they have the ability to do that, they should absolutely do that. They should get it to us tomorrow.
There is still hope that the strike doesn't happen.
There is some hope.
but we'll see. The other option is FedEx, and there are some. There is like that was a conversation I had with my rep. He's like, we're looking into FedEx, and we're also looking into. I guess at some point along the way back in the day. Why are you guys looking at me like this?
They used to hand deliver.
That's
it's called routes, and so like the reps get in a box truck.
My closest rep is 4 hours away. I'd love to see them. Again, like I have a good friend coming like an hour and a half away, and he basically emphatically said to not come up and have lunch with him. So like maybe it's not even worth that trip for them. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Your rep shows up disheveled like they just crossed the American Southwest.
My rep was like sounded like he was actually excited about it. He was like,
I know what you're talking about, and he would love that.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. It's gonna be wild.
If that happens, the only thing I would ask everybody who listens to this podcast is like show some love to your LGS and be patient with them.
Yeah,
because like they're gonna be stressed as heck.
Yes,
like this is stressful. Like I am stressed, and this doesn't affect me a ton, and I am stressed because like I need to order for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, what if they can't? Like, what if they? And also, like, what if distro can't get their product?
That shouldn't be a fight.
That's.
I mean, like Louis, like you're gonna have everybody who ships UPS try to ship and through another means,
right?
Yeah, so Wizards does all their promos with FedEx, so it shouldn't affect that. But there are some other games that use like UPS to do that stuff, and it might actually affect that kind of stuff. A lot of overseas stuff tends to be UPS. So a lot of the games that are in other countries tend to use UPS. So Sorcery is in New Zealand. If they're shipping things, that might affect them. But
if the strike's not done by October, it's going to affect everybody. I promise you.
Yeah.
Like if UPS is out picketing in October, it'll affect Sorcery. I promise you.
I think I have like 4 or 5 sharks on the way that need to get here before the strike.
That's what I was going to ask. That was going to be your intro. Damn it, the Sharknado. Damn it!
I gotta check tracking. If they're not being sent, I'm gonna get on these people.
I had a foil shark here to show off too, but
that you're supposed to sell me.
Did you not? Did you pull one?
I only pulled one
a long time
I just went
ago.
through all my duplicates. Can we get you guys just want to go to the sorcery section? Are we done talking about UPS?
What else is there?
We gotta do Pokemon. Anyway, all my duplicate foils are going up on the website tonight, so I have all my duplicates here.
Oh, but not the shark. You're selling it to me.
I only got one shark, and I'm not selling it
and
to
you said you would sell the shark to me.
I guess I'm a liar.
Welcome to being Louis' friend.
Sorry. Indie TCGs are all the way. Indie TCGs are all the way back. I guess.
There we go.
Here we go. We're here.
Do you know he's going to come to South Carolina, Josh, in a couple days?
I'm not going to South Carolina.
When I go to Illinois, Josh, if I go, I want you to know I'm looking forward to having a meal with you, Josh. It'll be great to see you because I'll be so close to you.
Cool. All right.
Great to see you, Josh.
Let's talk about Pokemon to 0K.
Was it a bubble? I don't remember this.
Not a bubble.
Not a bubble. It's selling well. How's Scarlet and Violet doing for you, Louis?
Well, George, that was an unfair question. It was a bubble.
Violet.
It's not a bubble anymore. It was.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Pokemon's not doing super good. But Scarlet and Violet are not the biggest issue in my opinion.
How is this your moment of, you know what? Positive content creator time. I'm going to find positivity. And in other words, why now? Of all the other times you had a chance.
Putting words in my mouth. I was never talking about Scarlet and Violet. I was always talking about Sword and Shield era.
She's also not doing well. So look at the volumes.
That's fair. Volumes are low. Yeah.
Josh's spreadsheet would have 3 lines per set per month at this point, I think. It sold 14 boxes this week.
No, it wouldn't. It would see it as not worth collecting the data.
So let's talk about what happened. And I talked to somebody who's really big into Pokemon earlier this week, and he had a really interesting take for me.
Oh, Louis, what was your take?
I said interesting take and big into Pokemon. So not sorcery. So he said there's 2 things that are happening. He's like, listen, like they're vastly overprinting.
Yeah.
Like the overprinting is like stunning.
Didn't we fight about this on the podcast?
I think we did fight about this on the podcast.
I could have sworn we fought about this.
I thought we did.
Are you gonna tell us the other take that he had?
And so I thought the more interesting take, because that one seemed obvious both in hindsight and foresight, was that this is why everybody's going to Japanese Pokemon. Because Japanese Pokemon is not being overprinted. Not nearly to the extent of US Pokemon.
Okay. There's a lot wrong with that.
I don't think there is, but go ahead.
First off, Japanese Pokemon, for the most recent set, was printed to demand. They put it up on their website.
Not accurate. So it was printed to demand with a limit per person.
Sure. But
that is not what printed demand means.
It's also not run through a major distribution hub that like Pokemon in US is run through. So it's a different structure.
Right.
Like it's a lottery system and it's a different structure.
Well,
the demand, I would say, in Japan for Pokemon is significantly greater. Like they can't keep up with that.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because like some of the, and I told him this, like some of the sets have come way down in Japan too.
Yeah,
not nearly. Listen, it's not like the U.S. Like the U.S. is like, and like it's funny because like I was very negative on Pokemon a couple months ago on this podcast when I was like, this is clearly a bubble and shocking. But I'm now more positive than the market is. I think like so, Pokemon goes. I said this the entire time. Pokemon goes in cycles. Like I wouldn't be shorting Pokemon right now. Like I wouldn't be like Pokemon's not going to come. Like Pokemon will be just fine, is my guess. I'll be stunned. Like if Pokemon's ever in real danger, basically every TCG but Magic has already died 1,000 times over.
So
and even Magic probably would be in a pretty precarious spot.
Talk about what you're actually talking about though. Is like Distro has a sale this week that most people aren't taking.
I didn't care about that. I mean that matters, but like
the point is that they have recently reprinted a lot of sets. They recently reprinted almost all of Sword and Shield era. There's been rumors. That's what the sale is. There's been rumors for like 6 months that they're going to reprint a bunch of stuff. Now all of a sudden Distro has an offering that has a case of a lot of the Sword and Shield era stuff, and you have to buy with that. You have to buy the new stuff, the Paldea Evolved in Scarlet and Violet.
The rumors that there's a reprint of Paldea coming out.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Which is amazing. They're gonna like,
so from my perspective, the Sword and Shield era stuff is still like, I think it probably needs a reprint. It's still high in value. Most stores haven't been able to get more Sword and Shield era for months or a year. Like that's the average store. If you sell Pokemon, you are probably out of Sword and Shield era Pokemon. And like it has been for a while over like Chilling Reign was $160 for a while. I don't know what it currently is right now that there's like reprint of it. But I don't see this as like I don't see it as a major reprint for Sword and Shield era. It's being bundled, which typically on bundled stuff it means it wasn't like a major thing for distros. And B, I see this as a way of distros trying to move what is the bigger problem, which is that the current era has been overprinted. And I don't know if it's necessarily a problem with the printing as much as it's a problem with the collectability of the set. Like Scarlet and Violet, the pull rate was so easy on all the high-end stuff. Like the top pull for Scarlet and Violet was incredibly easy to get. I think they fixed that a little bit with Paldea Evolved. The pulls seem to be a little bit harder to pull.
Paldea Evolved is brutal for stores.
Yeah,
it's not moving. Like there's a reason they have to bundle it. They can't move it either.
Well, Scarlet and Violet's what they're really pushing and bundling right now.
I don't think that's not what I've been seeing, but I don't know. I mean, like, listen, like I think I don't think Pokemon was doing as good as people were saying it was doing last time we did this. I don't think it's doing as bad as people were saying it's doing right now. Silver. I just looked at Silver Tempest real quick. It like totally took a nosedive.
What's the Silver Tempest box at right now? What's the actual price, not the lowest price?
Market price is 115. Lowest price right now is 120. So
is that for those people that are breaking up packs?
No, that's booster box. 120.
Like 120 for Silver Tempest seems like a healthy. I see the nosedive and that it just got reprinted.
7 boxes filled today.
Sure. Who wants who is buying Silver Tempest right now?
And there we go.
But why is that an issue? The set's a year old.
That's what I said. I said this last time, and you cued my head off.
No, last time you said the prices were way too high.
Yeah, and they clearly were.
No, they just reprinted it. They just reprinted. I don't think they reprinted Silver Tempest. It's on Distro's sale list. Of course. You think Distro just randomly found boxes? I don't think they reprinted Silver Tempest. That's convenient, George. That's convenient.
I don't. Like, they reprinted, I think they reprinted, what's it called?
Josh, what's the set from a year ago for Magic? 1 year ago.
Like Lost Origins.
Streets of New Capenna was a year ago.
How much Streets of New Capenna is selling for Magic TCG player?
Like Lost Origins went from 165 to 135.
135 is still a good price. Like that's not completely that's not selling for distro costs on TCG player, and stores are taking baths and fees and shipping. Like that's my point, is that Sword and Shield era I think is fine at 120 to 1.
That's a big
like 30 collector boxes so far.
So like and 2 boxes sold today, by the way. And 2 boxes sold today at 135. Like there's just no volume. Like that's the bigger issue is not the price, it's the volume. The volume is just not there right now.
I don't understand why you would think there would be volume on a year-old modern set.
Why are they reprinting if nobody wants it? Like you can't have it both ways.
Want it.
Why do stores want it if they can't sell it?
Dude, I sell Silver Tempest packs every single day. Stores you can't get blister packs anymore. You can't get anything. So of course, if like a store will get a box or two, the problem is that stores can't get a box or two. This is the problem. Again, we run into the problem that distro doesn't do what distro should do, and instead they bundle it in a $2,000 bundle. If you need 1 box of Silver Tempest, you have to buy a bunch of crap that you don't actually want.
So is it your belief they printed every box of Sword and Shield era?
Mm-hmm.
That would be
not every box of Sword and Shield.
That would be
everything that's in that bundle that Distro's just got.
Lost Origins isn't that a bundle, is it?
I don't have the bundle in front of me.
I don't believe Lost Origins is, and it fell off $30. I mean, like, listen, like I think it's like listen, this was obviously going to happen. Like the bubble was going to burst, and that's kind of my point. Is like I think like I know everybody sent me Rudy's video about Pokemon, and like I get like hold on, Boo Boo, hold on. Okay, that's right. Hold on, Boo Boo. Hold on. I know you love to talk about Pokemon, but let others have a little chance here. Like I think that people are way overreacting to how negative the market is right now on Pokemon. I think this will straighten itself out, and like I honestly think Paldea will be fine. I think Scarlet and Violet will be fine. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take a year. Like, listen, like I remember getting Battle Styles and thinking they were going to bury me with my pallets of Battle Styles booster boxes. It almost broke my store. Like it was the first time I was like legitimately scared. And like, it turned out fine. You just couldn't move it for a minute. And I suspect that will be how Paldea and how Scarlet and Violet and how frankly Sword and Shield will be for a little bit right now. But it'll be fine long term. It's not gonna like I don't think like Pokemon's in any real danger. Like it'll be fine. You just gotta wait a minute.
Okay.
We're gonna gloss over that, huh?
Gloss over what?
We're in like Bizarro made the Zuby with you. George is advocating to let other people finish their points. Commander Masters is tanking. Like I know, what a weird world we live in.
What the point that George was trying to make about Pokemon, because he's talking about 2 different like timelines of sets in the middle. Like
those are the 4 sets. Like Crown Zenith is still like Crown Zenith is still struggle busing. Like
what is this end game? We got timelines,
but
like Like, I mean, like
Crown Zenith is not struggle busing. Crown Zenith just got a print bigger than the ETBs. The first run, you're comparing it to the first run of things and saying that it's struggle busing as a result. ETBs had 10 packs in them and they were huge demand. The newest thing that they printed for Crown Zenith had 11 packs and there was a metric ton of them. They printed a ton of them and they still sell super well. I would buy if distro had those that weren't bundled with $1,800.
I got you. How many do you want? How many do you want?
I told you 3 hours ago I would take all of your Crown Zenith.
Done.
I have the text
Done.
messages
You've got
right
it.
now.
I got 2 pallets. I got 2
Great.
pallets. That'll be great. You don't have to worry about UPS. They're on a pallet for you, buddy.
Great. You have 2 pallets of the
not gonna
George,
you. Yeah,
drive
I
them.
totally
Drive
messed
them.
up my order.
Deliver. Drive them.
I will take your 2 pallets of the 11 pack Crown Zenith things.
George, box truck. Drive them down. Drive them to them.
So anyway,
That's no problem. Now you got plenty. It'll
Happy
be great
to
for
have
you.
happy to have it.
In 2 weeks, when we get a picture of the pallets with one of the boxes pulled off of it, I'm gonna lose my mind. You guys are so wild when it comes to Pokemon. It's insane. It's insane.
All right. Let's move on and talk about a less debatable issue, or a less not debatable. What's a less contentious issue, which is sorcery prices.
It's gonna go great. This transition's gonna be amazing.
All right, before we get into this, there's 2 things I want to say. Huge shout out to Simon for coming on last week.
True.
I know Josh doesn't agree with that. Apparently, I'm sorry, Simon.
I was just amazed you were still talking.
No, like big shout out to Simon for coming on last week. I thought he did a great job of explaining where he thinks sorcery is and where sorcery is going. I hope that you all think we did a good job of giving him the room he needed to state his points. I think we did. So big shout out to Simon for coming on. And I hope that continues. We'd love to have him on again before beta, and we'd love to have him on before before every release.
Arthurian Legends.
Well, or the mini set. You don't know. You weren't listening very well, were you?
Arthurian Legends, I think, is the mini set.
No.
Wait. No. Scoopy.
Oh man.
We need a roadmap. Simon, a roadmap.
Where's the timeline? There's 2 timelines.
Did you have a second thing?
That was it. That one I'm on again. Thanks for coming on, and we hope you come back.
That's the first and second thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good counting. All right.
Thanks for coming on, and we want you back.
Okay.
2.
Okay, I get it.
You can't read or count. Or see a bubble.
It's one thing. I thought you had something else to say. All right. So sorcery prices are getting out of hand.
No. Nope. Hard
Missed
disagree.
it. Missed it by a mile.
Though.
All right. But what? What did you say?
Continue.
George?
I disagree with you, but continue.
Okay, go ahead. No, I'm curious on your take.
I think they're cheap.
Yeah.
Undervalued, maybe criminally undervalued.
Okay, great.
What is happening on this podcast?
That's a very valid point. Thanks, George, for sharing. All right, Josh, what are your thoughts?
No, you can't give that take and then not expand.
That's it. I just wanted to hear George just say the opposite of me. That's all he does. He just says the opposite.
I don't think.
So
I don't know. I don't think
I was wrong. I agree with George.
I don't think we feel opposite of you here, which is why we're confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had a pretty long conversation about this today.
Wow. Cool. I'm curious on your take on the sorcery prices. That's what I'm asking you.
Listen, man, I don't know if you realize this. You're the sorcery guy.
Mm-hmm.
You are the. Do you not know this? Is this news to you?
Look at Louis.
You are the premier content creator in sorcery.
I'm not a sorcery content creator. I've been very clear on this. I have not pulled on my channel the foil Philosopher's Stone yet or a curio card. I don't count.
Okay.
I don't matter.
So the fact that you know that puts you in or out of the club makes you the closest thing that we have on this podcast to a sorcery content creator. So let's start this again. Louis, the sorcery market is very early.
And packs as you guys
is going crazy. What do you think about the secondary market for sorcery?
It's a ton of fun. The secondary market for sorcery is a blast to be a part of right now. People are trading cards, and it's like it reminds me of like being in an LGS and opening packs and trading to get like the card that you want. It's just been really cool to see everybody on the Discords and on the Facebooks like trying to complete set. I saw somebody today post, and I was like so pissed because I opened a lot of boxes to get my last foil core.
Get some details. How many boxes have you opened?
I have now opened 40. Well, I have opened 49 boxes of sorcery. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Why haven't you just opened the 50th?
I don't have one.
That's a good call.
Like,
that's the right question.
I don't have one.
49?
I didn't. I wasn't tracking the boxes.
Did you order 49 boxes?
I guess so.
But
No,
now you
I bought it from the
tracking.
secondary market.
But
All right,
now you are tracking.
Eric, Simon, get this guy a 50th box.
Get this kid a 50th box. What are we doing?
So we'll get to that in a minute.
He's like, I bought 51 more.
No, I haven't. I'm still hunting. I've got like 15 messages out to people. The problem is that they sell, like, somebody posted cases this morning, and like by the time I saw it, it was 4 hours later, and it had already sold. So like I can't get the boxes that I want, and I don't need. Anyway, somebody posted today that they were trading the Fire Core, the Ruby Core, the Fire Core foil, which was the last one that I needed to complete my set, for like all these non-foil cards, like a play set of the non-foil cores in a stone. And I was like so pissed because I was like, I could have just done that, and then I didn't have to like hunt for this card that I wanted so bad. I was so pissed. But it's been cool to see people trading, and there's a lot of discussion right now about should I buy right now or wait for beta? That's a very popular discussion, and I think like seeing people's responses to that it's been really cool. Like, people aren't like, no, you should buy right now, alpha's the only thing that matters. Like, their response is like, if you don't care about collecting, you should just wait for beta. Because like people are seeing the reality, which is like stores can't host events right now. They can't organize people to play the game right now because like prices are crazy. Like, you can't expect somebody to get involved in the game right now as a player because it's crazy. So wait for beta for that push into that come. If you care about collecting and that's what you like to do, then alpha is probably your best bet. And it's been cool to see the dialogue involved in those things. The community is really forming right now, which is my favorite part of the whole thing.
That's always been something that's a gem with these indie TCGs, right? That community forming, everyone's hyped about it, everyone's on board. You said something there that I don't think it could be construed as something that I would perceive to be unfair. You're saying, hey, if you don't care about collecting, wait till beta. You're telling me you don't think beta will be collectible?
No, I think beta will be collectible. It'll just be far more available. Like, getting alpha right now is hard. Like, I, who am running a single store and opening and organizing cards right now, can't get alpha without going to eBay and just like buying the lowest buy it now price, because anything that gets posted for 15 to 20% below eBay price is getting scooped up before I see it and before I get to it. So it's just like, if you don't want to pay what I would call risky prices, it is risky to say, okay, I'm going to pay this like this price. The higher the price, the higher the risk.
I don't think it's fair to say it's risky.
Listen, it's not.
It's not. No, at this point, it's a proven commodity, right? Like,
no, I wouldn't call it a proven commodity. It's like 6 weeks old, dude.
But sure, it's like 6 weeks old. Is the community not behind it? Does it not have like I don't understand how it's not a proven. Yes, it's a young proven commodity, but it's been proven.
Killing it.
Sure. Yep. It is a proven commodity. Any TCG is risky. You have your inherent risk involved in any TCG.
I don't know.
Listen, you buy reserveless Magic right now. What are you risking?
Nothing.
Well,
What are
you're risking.
People
you're
might
risking,
not want the Lotus anymore.
You go out and buy a revised dual land right now. What are you risking?
the reprint of the reserve list, probably.
Right. They reprint dual lands, and revised dual lands will drop in value.
Well, but that's Wizards of the Coast. We're talking about Source. We're talking about Eric's Curiosa. That's different. I think that's a different argument. I don't think you have those same, I guess, shady practice problems.
Yeah, but it's got its own risk that it's an indie TCG.
I mean, like it's got to be considered one of the bigger ones now, though, wouldn't you think? I mean, it's certainly up there now.
It's past a lot of the things that we've talked about for sure. At least.
What are the things we've talked about? Price. That's the only thing that you guys.
No. A lot of the other trading card games that we've covered. I believe
like
it's
the print
past
run.
a lot.
The print run looked all right.
It's got more people. It's got more people
more hype,
buying it, more eyes on it,
like
more people engaged with the product than a lot of the things
I've always said
one
of the new TCGs could make it. Clearly, they belong in that discussion now.
Yeah, sure. That discussion is highly risky, though. That's the point. It's like still a risk. You guys are wild today. You're saying that there's no risk in buying a $5,000 case of Sorcery TCG.
I'm saying I think it's underpriced. That's all I'm saying.
Great. I think based on the singles value, it is also underpriced.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
I'd have to agree, but that's what the math says.
I think that the risk is very calculated. I think that if you are a buyer, you can easily find a seller that will want to break this on Whatnot, of which boxes are selling for about $1,300 a box right now. So
they're up to $1,300
on Whatnot, broken down to packs and with the
okay, bought in mass by okay.
No, yeah, I mean, if you're a Whatnot streamer, you're getting about $1,300 for a box.
Yeah.
How are you not on Whatnot yet? That should be the only topic we discuss.
How have you opened? Hold on. How have you opened 49 boxes and they haven't been opened on Whatnot streams?
Because
if they're breaking down for 1,300,
you ain't making 1,300 a box on your YouTube channel. I know your ad revenue ain't that much.
It's not about the money. I like opening it. I like the card.
You can open it on Whatnot too. It's not like they just burn the packs.
I want to give everybody else the cards. I like having the cards.
But if you had $1,300 a box, you could rebuy all the boxes and then some.
You could have bought your 50th box.
Yeah, your 49 boxes is going to annoy me.
You could have had 50 by now if you had done Whatnot.
When's the next box opening video? Because I'm annoyed.
It came out this morning, and then it came out Thursday morning, and then there's another one tomorrow on Saturday.
Is that box 48 and 49?
That's 49. Yeah, this is like box 48, very poopy. Box 49, pretty good.
There's a plan for 50.
I don't have a 50th box.
Well, Eric will send you one. I just talked to him. I did not.
I will get one eventually. Right now, I don't have a 50th box.
I'm not going to drop this on this podcast until you open a 50th box. So next week, if you haven't opened a 50th box, I'm going to lose my mind.
I don't have a box to end the podcast then.
That's right.
Josh, open another pack.
So we are seeing a lot of other things that we're seeing. A lot of the lower end singles are basically going down in value, and a lot of the higher end singles are going up in value. So your Philosopher's Stones, your Death Dealers, your higher end stuff is going up in value. I think Death Dealers at like 350, which is
that's the Rosetta card, the Frank Rosetta card, right?
Yeah,
Rosetta. Sorry,
that's like the probably biggest
flashback.
Scars. I got scars, bro. I got scars.
That's the biggest chase for Zeta card, and that the artwork will be different in beta. The card will be the same, but the artwork will be different in beta and won't be for Zeta. And then your cores are holding pretty good at like anywhere from 250 to 325. The stone has gone last week on the podcast. I think the stone was like $600. They are selling out for like $850 to $950 right now,
and that's the non-foil price.
That's the non-foil stone. The foil stone, the most recent sale was $10,000 on eBay, and then there's I think it was $8,500 on eBay, and then in the Art House Discord, one sold for $10,000. It might be the opposite.
Indie TCGs do this, like a successful ravenous indie TCG like Sorcery does this better than like your big box card games, right? These cards can just go crazy in price, and
there's
it just begs right. I mean, when you put it that way, there's less of them than there are Lotuses. 100. We always talk about the Lotus. We talk about Power 9 all the time, but like, hold on, there's less than there are Lotus.
We'll finish. And
Lotus kind of it's got a track, and over 30, 40, 50 years, right? The Lotus is gonna go like this. But you have your Philosopher's Stone. It's got the risk as well, but it's the opportunity to go like this. You start to wonder: are you going to see the transition, right? Like, hey, I have this. It doesn't feel very special. Like we've talked about, everyone in this collector community feels like they have a Lotus. I'm going to get myself into something with potential that's rarer.
Yeah, so like the thing that hasn't happened yet for the stone, let's use the foil stone. We haven't seen seen enough data to say this is what a foil stone is worth, right? And that data, frankly, you won't see that data for 6 to 6. I don't know that you'll see that data for a year. I don't know that you'll be able to be like, a foil stone is $5,000. A foil stone is $10,000, because currently I bought one last week for like $4,000, or 2 weeks ago for like $4,000. So like last week,
Ruby pricing, I like that.
Last week,
there you go. Yeah.
Last week we would have said it was.
I'll buy a collection at 15%.
But the value of everything is only contingent on the last sold value, essentially. So
sure,
it will just kind of go until the last sold value is the same for 5 sales in a row or whatever, and then that will be the price. That won't be the case forever, which is why it's inherently risky. When a sale hits $10,000, all of a sudden all 8 of the people who pulled one or bought one for $2,000 are going to be like, oh, I'll take an $8,000 profit today for sure. I need $8,000. I didn't need $2,000, and then they sell. And so when you buy a $10,000 card, you're going to see the ups and downs. I think what you are seeing, though, is people who have more money than you and I are saying, hey, I'm interested in this game, in this card. I want the best of the best. And so that's who's buying these. Your sorcery content creators aren't the ones that are buying a $10,000 Philosopher's Stone. Like that is the big difference in my point.
The premier sorcery content creator bought a $4,000 Philosopher's Stone.
I didn't pay cash. I traded alpha product for it.
That's true.
Like,
you traded your 50th box?
Oh my, wait a minute.
I traded 50 box 50, 51, 52, and a non-foil stone, and then some money too.
You could have traded one less box.
I didn't pay cash. I paid cash.
You could have traded one less box, and now I hate you.
I didn't have enough. Dude,
I hate you.
I've just been buying stuff. I don't know what's on the way to me. I just know there's no more boxes. What do you want from me?
I am scooping up every shark that I find on eBay, and I'm throwing the same offer at everybody, and everyone's accepting. It's pretty great.
So here's what
Is that true? What are you offering?
I don't want to expose that information, my friend.
Well, no, you might get some bites. People on the podcast might be taking a bite here. What are you offering?
HometownTCG@gmail.com. Show me your sharks.
Show me your shark pics.
Here's what I am seeing in the
only foil. Is that still true, Josh? Or do you want the
only? No, I don't want the non-foil sharks. The bottom feeders.
I pulled
the sea dwellers.
Okay. Every time I pull a non-foil shark, I say, "Oh, look, Josh, this is for you."
So I will say this: the only thing I do feel bad about last week, and I do apologize to those who want to be harder on Simon. I should have asked if there will be a Sharknado card. And if not, I want to know why not. Because I think a Sharknado card would be what they need to bring this forward.
It's a way to make the shark fly.
Yes. Boom. New strategy unlocked. So it actually worked in the game, ironically.
I'm aware. Game designers.
A Sharkapult.
Oh, dude, there's already a trebuchet and a true sight crossbow.
It could be a Sharkapult, though. Damn it, Eric, hop on this.
If I can put my shark in that trebuchet, and you have not sold me the most expensive card in this game yet, I don't know what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing here.
Take my entire Magic collection. Give me the trebuchet. I'm putting my sharks in it.
Here is
Sharknado would be such a fun card.
It's such a good idea.
God, it's such a great movie too, by the way.
It is. The last 5 of them have been pretty terrible, but the first couple were really good.
The shark in the house gets me.
You know what's better than that? It's called Triangle, and it's about the Bermuda Triangle, and it's like a 4.5-hour movie that's basically the same as Sharknado. But Sharknado, you watch and you're like, oh, that was funny. It was 85 minutes. This one is 4 hours and 30 minutes or something like that. And it's the same thing as Sharknado.
Can I say the fact they made more than one Sharknado is amazing? Like that is what it means to be an American.
You know why they
like that and Buc-ee's is Americana 101.
Do you know why they could do that? Because
Why?
it's also made DVDs.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So this is why you don't see as many movies these days. We talked about this already on the podcast?
No, this is all new. This is Scoopies.
This is why you don't see as many high-end movies in the movie theaters anymore. It's not because necessarily people stopped going to the movie theater, which also happened, but it's more because people stopped buying DVDs. And so I listened to a whole podcast on this with one of those famous actors. He was basically like, we can't do them anymore because we used to make all of our money back on release week at the movie theater, and then all of our profit came with the DVD sales. But now we can't afford, we don't make our money back, and there's no profit on the back end, so we end up doing Netflix deals.
Are you guys going to see Oppenheimer?
I 100%.
I want you to know I saw that movie, and I thought of you, Josh. I'm like, that's a Josh movie.
What is
I'm nearing the end of American Prometheus. So
Nice.
What are you guys talking about?
God, Louis, like too many big words.
what West Virginia doesn't have culture.
I can only sell Scarlet. I can only sell Silver Tempest. I can't know what Oppenheimer is too.
Well, I don't want to hop on sorcery because I want to ask again. Someone who does this, you're constantly engaged in the market, and it interests me. It's bit me. I said last week, and I meant it. I've been bitten by the sorcery bug. I like it. I like following it.
Would you say you got shark bitten by the sorcery bug?
I would say I've got shark bitten. So give me the 1 month, 5 or 6 month, and 1 year plan for alpha product. What's in your? Yes, I understand you have no clue. That's what we do in this podcast.
Here's my point.
What do you think for funsies?
So the risk level for somebody like me, or maybe even somebody that's like just an average consumer, like I guess I'm a content creator and I own a store, so I guess I'm not like the average consumer, but like
no, hold on, time out. You're not the average consumer because you've opened 49 boxes.
Well, in his defense, it's not 50.
Yeah, I mean, like, what?
And I hate him for it.
I didn't open 50 of them. That would be ridiculous. No, but like, here's the risks that I see. It is right now there are a lot of high end Magic the Gathering collectors and people getting involved. For instance, the person who bought the $10,000 Philosopher's Stone, he has like 8 alpha sets. Like, when he compares this card to an Unlimited Lotus, he doesn't, because he doesn't probably know the price of a beat to crap Unlimited Lotus. So when I see a $10,000 sale of a Philosopher's Stone, as somebody who doesn't own a Lotus, I say, holy moly, this is the price of a Lotus. The question is how many other people who don't see that as a factor get involved. Do they see this as the price? Do people end up seeing this as the price of an Unlimited Lotus, or do people actually see this as the price of, do they see this in the same realm as like a beta Lotus or a nicer conditioned Lotus or something like that? It's those collectors that are now dictating the price. And the question is, how many more of those collectors step into the fold? We used to cover games that what's his face was in. Matt Kalish was in. Matt Kalish doesn't see a $3,000 card and isn't like, oh man, that's a $3,000 bag, I'm worried about that. Matt Kalish was looking for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 cards. And so if you are a consumer for sorcery, obviously most people can't afford the foil Philosopher's Stone, but if you're thinking about when to sell your alpha box, or if you're thinking about, I missed out, is buying an $800 alpha box risky? Who is dictating this market isn't the person who is risking $800 on an alpha box. That's not dictating the market anymore. The people who are dictating the market are people who have a lot more money than you or I do, and that's who is. The question is, how many more of people hop in? Like, that's the question. So if you want to take the risk on alpha, you're taking the risk that more people will hop in that realm. I particularly think that the game is catered for people that are like that like that's something that they want. They want to collect something different and unique and special, and they don't have that currently in modern Magic. So they're taking their high-end alpha money, and so they come here to sorcery, and it's something new and exciting for them. That's my bias.
Right, but that right there makes you talk all about this risk, and again, I'm trying to get a feel for someone who's more involved than I am, and for our viewers,
almost 50 boxes,
almost 50 boxes,
almost 50
involved,
boxes.
Clearly,
you know
not dedicated.
I love the sorcery content a lot, and I've had a lot of fun opening alpha. I think I love disappointing you guys more. I think I'm going to stop at 49 boxes.
Well, you do that.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
That's also not true.
I think you'll do a stream called "Don't Tell Josh and George that I'm opening." This box.
Like if it's gonna piss you guys off, I think I'll stop at 49. To be honest,
nobody believes you. Nobody,
not a single person
believes you, let alone talking to you right now.
Yes,
if I didn't have a bunch of people I was Discord messaging trying to buy box, I depends if they sell me or not.
You got to be a man of your word.
Yeah, I gotta.
But you said people that are looking at modern Magic, they're not finding that collectible itch. Based on just our thoughts with Wizards of the Coast and modern Magic and the collectability, it almost seems like a guarantee that those people and that money keep coming into sorcery.
Over.
I would not use the word guarantee. I think it makes sense, but guarantee is a strong word.
Okay. I do this with people who have conversations like this. Take that word, replace it with whatever you like. It's a strong possibility and it makes a ton of sense. Whatever single word that you can find that encompasses that idea, use that word.
So I think there's strong suggestion for that, but I think what people forget is like, so I saw a discussion talking about how many boxes of alpha people thought were opened. And like, listen, people were like, I think 75% of alpha boxes have been opened. Like, I can promise you that whatever 75% of 29,000 boxes has not been opened. Like, you would not see the incredible demand for singles.
I'm just doing the math right now.
Like there hasn't been, like, I'll trust your whatever your math is.
1,750.
What is it?
I like you. I will trust your calculator. What a bold take, Louis.
I can promise you there's not 21,000 boxes that have been opened.
Out of 29,000.
Yeah, there's just isn't. Like, there's not, like,
but the question is, will they ever be open? Like, what percent will never be open? That's the question.
I have no clue. Like if 80% of the boxes that ever will be opened have been opened,
that's meaningful.
Then the market's kind of like where it's at.
I think the biggest question is if it's hard because I don't know who's listening and I don't want to tell somebody, hey, I think it's a risk-free investment at $800.
Yes, none of this is financial advice. Don't spend your money based on this discussion.
I think you this is where I've learned in TCGs. You should only buy the stuff you like. You should not be buying a box of alpha sorcery to think that you're going to double your value next week. Now, boxes could be $2,000 next week.
I only buy Mickeys. I only buy Mickeys and Goofies.
Hold on. When I turned my back, was that a sorcery to 2K? Was that a sorcery to 2K the moment I turned my back?
My point is, if boxes are 2K next week, I'll be pissed. I'll be wrong, and I'll be very upset. I will get on this podcast next week.
I am so proud of you for for avoiding the 1K curse and doubling down. I am so proud of you right now. No. You heard it here first. Alpha to 2K.
Pissed. I'm pissed. I turned around for 2 seconds.
I said this in my Discord.
I was putting my sharks on my shelf.
I want to buy more boxes. I don't want to stop at 49. But if boxes are 2K, that's going to greatly hinder my ability to open up boxes 50, 51, all the way to 100 and finally get the damn curio card. It's going to hurt my odds of doing that. So I hope all 29,000 of you get your senses and stop buying sorcery and that you come to the market with the boxes, because I have a goal on this channel and I'll never be able to accomplish it.
Is it to open your 50th box?
I love that every game creator has cursed you with this. It makes me so happy that they've all gotten together and been like, we got to make sure Louis' boxes never have the big chase in it. Every game designer.
I think I have a case from that 24-hour stream here. If you want to crack that real quick, see if you can break the curse.
It's fine. It's fine. And I will never get my sorcery happiness because my happiness is pulling the stone. So, like, at the end of the day,
Wait, hold on. No.
250 out of 29,000 boxes.
Is it pulling the stone or pulling the curio?
both. It's both. I have set myself up for failure.
I
live in such an
your...
ivory tower.
No,
I thought you were a little wild when you were doing curio. You are insane.
Curio's harder.
No.
There's less than 250 curios total.
Nobody has any clue what the curios are. If you hear any data
Eric,
on a curio,
Eric, put in the comment section below.
Put in the comment section how many
curios
Scoopy.
there are.
Put it on Facebook.
Brave.
George will read it. It'll be a Scoopy.
The sorcery team basically pretends curios don't exist. They announced it once in the Kickstarter, and they haven't said a word since.
Also, I don't want you to pull a fake curio. I don't want one of those 9-card nonsense. I want a real one.
So
I like the 9-card curios.
No.
You know what you do? You sell me that in lieu of a shark for the same price. We'll work it out.
And if you open 100 boxes, you should statistically not pull a sorcerer's stone.
It's 125 boxes. I've done the math.
Philosopher's Stone. Harry Potter just got very upset with you.
It's 125 boxes.
Sorcerer's Stone.
That's the same thing.
What's
that Disney movie Merlin the Hat?
He's a wizard. Harry.
I think that the sorcery market is a mixture of a lot of things. I think it's a mixture of alternative TCG fans who have been looking, who a year ago bought something and
Sword in the Stone. That would be a great partnership for sorcery. They could do a Lorcana crossover. You could make both Louis and I very happy and very sad.
Do you know what the Sword in the Stone is like originated as?
Oh no!
No,
I'm pretty sure.
Terrible.
I'm pretty sure this is one of those things on the podcast where you should not quote us.
Are you about to be way off base?
I'm pretty sure it's an Arthurian legend. I'm pretty sure it's a knight.
It's a young boy named Arthur.
Yeah,
that would follow.
Sword in the Stone mini set confirmed.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, are they partnering with Lorcana? Is that the Scoopy?
No, like Disney.
Oh my god, they have. You heard it here first.
Okay, so I think that
all we need is Hello Kitty trifecta.
I think that the current sorcery market is a mixture of alternative indie TCG fans who finally got like something that they feel is really special and hits the buttons that they want. A casual game that they can collect and that is rare and fun to open, and it's a whether you hit the stone or not, you still enjoy the box opening and like you want to come back for 48 more. Like I think that's a mixture of it. I think it's a mixture. Frankly, the sorcery market is a mixture of tendies. Like think about the volume of money that sorcery has created in the indie TCG market. When you backed a game for $90 a box or whatever it was, there's 29,000 boxes and now they're $800. So like the sorcery
almost 2K. On the way to 2K.
The sorcery, the team has created essentially $20 million worth of market value.
Now, what is it at 2K though?
Oh, I don't know. It's astronomical.
How are you not, almost like, you have the calculator open? Like I didn't ask you to like.
But you're not doing this because you put me on the spot all the time. Hey Josh, how much is this box worth? Hey Josh, name the product that released a year ago today.
Because you
hey Josh, how many of those have sold yesterday? So I'm putting you on the spot.
Because it's really easy to tell you what the price of a Magic box is because you can go on TCG Player and see the price. Sorcery, you can't because anything that's less than the last sold price sells so instantly. So you're just looking at a case which is $5,800. I have no clue if anybody.
Very true. So when you ask me, where is a Lord of the Rings collector box going to be next week? Where is it going to be next month? I can just go on TCG Player and find. Yes, you do. What are you talking about?
So Louis and I talked a few times this week, and my only comment was, I would love to live in your head to know how much of like how much do you believe of what you say?
But we're doing predictions now. Is that what you're trying to do?
I think 2K is low. By the way, in case anybody was wondering,
a year from
Merlin
now
also appeared with At Home with Olaf in the finale.
So a year from now,
okay,
predict the price of it. This is here. Let me cover this for you.
Okay. This
is not financial advice.
Okay.
This is not proven. This is a complete guess by 3 idiots on your screen.
We're all guessing.
Oh, I'm making you guess.
1 year from now.
From today.
Write down numbers and then hold them up to the screen so we can't just undercut people on the podcast.
I don't know. No.
What do you mean? That's part of the game.
No, we're going to trust each other.
No, we're going to trust George. He's just going to go the opposite. I want George to speak first.
Okay, George.
3K. 3K.
3K?
3K.
Are you going to undercut him, Louis? Are you just going to undercut people on this podcast?
It's going to seem like it now.
There you go.
There you go. Higher than I was going to.
Why don't you have faith in your game?
Josh?
No, you're next, buddy. I asked the question.
I think that 1800 was going to be my number.
What? Coward.
You're gonna stop 200 shy of 2K.
Yeah. Well,
You're
he's stopped
such
at
a
49.
coward.
He's stopped
You're
at 18.
such
I agree with
coward.
Louis. 1995 and 55 cents.
I don't agree with George. I don't agree. Hold on. Let me get my take in first, and then you can. I don't agree with George, but the hype is real. I think this thing is legit. I think 2K.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm the cheapest option on our podcast. That's fine. Comment section can come at me this week. They've been at you guys. So
have they really?
So here's why I'm lower than you guys.
Why are they mean to me?
I don't know. I don't really can I tell you why I think they're lower than you guys think they are?
Yes, that's a podcast, please.
You are not good at conversing tonight. You are on the struggle bus with Crown Zenith tonight. I'll be honest with you.
Actually, no, you can't. You've been forbidden. You've been banned from telling us.
I just won't talk anymore. I'll be happy.
You're on the struggle bus tonight, buddy.
Tell us why you think it's like why 1800.
I am a defeated parent today. That's what I am.
You're defeated. Period. Today.
Yeah, it's been a rough one.
Yeah.
But Louis,
I have a really good
doing
joke
great
right now,
and
but
you look
I'm going to
beautiful.
bite my tongue. I'm going to bite my tongue and not say it. It was really good. Remind me after the podcast to tell you guys my joke. I
get right on that.
I think that beta is going to be way more successful of a money suck for the sorcery community.
Why'd you have to put so much emphasis on this suck? Why'd you have to say it so weird?
You are.
Why you guys say it so weird? Why did it have to get visual?
I think that
it's a money.
I think that everybody assumes.
Would you say it's going to take a shark-sized bite out of the sorcery budget?
They're all left shark. Do you get it? They're all left shark.
So here's what we haven't.
Come up with I hope they have Frazetta art of a shark, and that's right shark for this and for beta.
It's got like one wonky fin.
Beta. It's just right shark versus left shark.
Simon, you don't value your time on this podcast if the giant shark in beta doesn't have a small nod.
Nobody should value their time on this podcast.
I think. I think that beta. I don't want to say that I think beta print runs smaller than everybody thinks it is. Although I probably think that's pretty accurate.
I agree with you. We should speculate on print runs next. Continue.
I think that beta is going to do what alpha didn't. Beta is going to introduce a large number of people to playing sorcery. I think right now, alpha boxes in the next year are hamstrung by the game's ability to grow in a wide way, like a significantly wide way.
Sure.
I think beta initially will widen that circle, but that beta is going to get drowned up pretty quickly, and that's going to cause a lot of money to go into beta because beta will be more accessible than alpha, and so the beta price will be closer. So like the beta, so let's use MetaZoo. Let's use Cryptid Nation second edition boxes compared to Kickstarter boxes. Like I think beta will be closer to alpha than that percentage because the
I think we're also closer to most of the planetary bodies than that difference. So I don't think you gave us a very good target.
It's great 'cause I have no idea what you're even saying, which I love.
I do.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're saying, and I think you gave yourself a very wide margin for error. I like it from the content perspective. You know what? A year from now, you're going to be able to go, I was right on that, no matter what the price is. You're like, well, I was right there.
All right, fine. You see in one. I don't know. My point is that I was just using it as an analogy.
No, I see what
great.
you're saying.
All right. I'll go with it. I was gonna use Fab Alpha and Unlimited, but we weren't going there.
I'm not aware of those names.
So that's what I was doing.
Is that an indie TCG?
They don't.
I already got one joke cut from the episode. I'm biting my tongue.
I'm not cutting anything.
Louis is cutting. Louis won't.
Airs in 9 hours. 9 hours.
Louis not on the verge of a breakdown. He's mid breakdown.
I started this mid breakdown.
I love.
We finally admitted we have been from the start. What is your deal? What is wrong? I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything is great. How's
your day going, Louis? How's life?
You want to talk about it? Hey, get that 50th box,
Carol.
man.
What's Carol at?
If I had a 50 box, everything would be so much better.
That's definitely what a Curio and Sorcerer's Stone is.
100%. Like we're gonna be there when you open it.
Oh my God! What if there's a Curio named Sorcerer's Stone? Two birds, one Sorcerer's Stone.
The Death Dealer Curio would be the hit.
Do we know that exists?
Yeah, it's insane.
Is it the Frazetta art?
It's an alternative Frazetta art.
That'd be a big hit.
It's
what would that card sell for?
I don't know.
50?
I have no clue. I have
100?
zero. I have $5 million. Boom. It is a PSA 10 Alpha Lotus. That's what it's worth.
Well, it's pretty sweet that they print cards that are going to be PSA 10 because Magic only prints cards that are PSA 9 apparently.
I actually think that all right. I could freaking talk about sorcery all day. When is this just going to be a sorcery?
Which, by the way, your crabby ass before the podcast. Fine, we won't talk about sorcery. Fine,
no. I said, what do you guys want to talk about? You guys never said sorcery, so I knew how this podcast was going to go.
No,
we're talking about the things you guys want to talk about. I think that the sorcery,
the revisionist history that happens on and off camera is mind-boggling.
You are so cranky today.
I've done good. I'm an hour and 40 minutes in. I've done good at not being that cranky.
I want to hug you. I want to hug you. I want to snuggle you into my man bosom and tell you everything's going to be okay.
God,
I want to watch that.
I would love a Josh hug. It's been 3 years.
I'm a good hugger.
Well, if it helps any, if he goes to your hometown, if he goes to your next door neighbor's house, Josh, he won't tell you.
Do you know what's cool? Is we're actually closer friends now than when we met in person.
We weren't friends back then.
Oh, okay. That's news to me. All right.
My friend, I hardly knew you.
My chest has been on your YouTube channel.
Wow. This is intense. Wow, Louis. Wow.
I'm out of beer too. Great, bro. Great.
Oh
Thanks.
my God. Josh, when I met you, when I saw you in person, we were friends.
Yeah, I hugged you and wiped your head.
Can I tell you guys when I think the sorcery market's going to actually get more realistic?
I think it already.
Yes, that would be great.
I think that when grading opens up, things are going to get crazy.
Really?
Like, you can't currently send a card in to get graded for sorcery.
I think you could now. I thought it was this week.
That's news to me.
Maybe it's Scoopy. I could be wrong.
I know nothing about that, and I have cards I'm ready to get graded. But that being said, I have every Discord notification muted, so I never check Discord on anything. So.
I'm done with
check
Discord.
anything.
I'm done with Discord.
Discord's tough. It's gotten a little overwhelming. It's gotten overwhelming.
It's great because now I'm also to the point where if you don't have my number, I don't want to talk to you. And I don't want to talk to you really if you do have my number.
I was about to say, some people who have my number, I don't,
Here's the crazy thing, I think, for sorcery. Every unique is a pop 250. And
so what's so special with the Sorcerer's Stone?
The Philosopher's Stone.
I will never call it that. I will never Brothers of War 2.0.
Yeah, I was about to say, how have you not
get over this? It will never be anything but Brothers of War or Sorcerer's Stone.
So with a population of 250, most of the high-end graders in the TCG industry, they kind of have this like I'm going to buy up a bunch and send a bunch into, and then sell a PSA 10 or BGS 10 to cover the cost of everything attitude. And they kind of have like FU money to do that. And I think that's going to be you're going to see an accumulation period on the cores, the foil stones, and the higher end unique foils. Probably your mixes and your aquas. And I think that's going to get a little crazy. And the question is like, what happens when they get them back from grading? And where are the actual prices when a BGS 10 Philosopher's Stone comes out?
Wait, a BGS 10?
Yeah, that'll happen. I didn't say a black label. Dude, like the quality is
BGS 10.
Yeah.
George, we had don't
I will.
All right, let's do it.
We had
let's
quality
do it.
questions, and the quality questions were answered.
Let's do
Like,
it.
I don't think that's fair.
Let's
I don't
bet.
think that's fair.
George pays for my 50th box.
What do I get if I'm right about there not being a BGS 10 flop? When will this end?
Okay, let's do this. Let's do 2 years from now.
2 years?
Yeah, what do you want?
What?
All right, Josh, pick the timeline. Josh, pick the timeline.
Well, no. I think it can't be 2 years. The problem with
We're not
BGS
even doing
grading.
the podcast in 2 years.
Well, that's a Scoopy to me. This was my only source of revenue. The $3 I earn for my participation is all I make. Man, stop. I think this is an unfair bet because you can just there's so many factors.
Like a BGS 9.5 is like hard.
It's hard for
Wizards.
Every TCG.
No, George.
No.
Again, we had those questions.
Wait.
They were answered.
Like, let me be very clear here. Like a quad 9.5, that's a very high quality card.
dude. For modern printed cards, you think a BGS 10 is like impossible? You're saying it's not going to happen.
I'm saying I have 250. I think it's hard.
So you're saying it has to just be a P stone?
A what?
A P stone?
A P stoned?
The Philosopher's Stone.
I was gonna.
You're saying any card?
No, my bet was gonna be like a core, like one.
No,
of
you
the,
said- I thought you both said Philosopher's Stone.
I think the quality was fine. Let me be very specific here. My issue is not with the quality of the cards. Is that Beckett doesn't give out 10s like candy. Like,
How many 10 sharks do you think I'm gonna have?
like Beckett's hard.
So I have 2 questions with grading. One is like how are they gonna do it when the back of the card looks different? So like,
Well, I mean, like they're going to grade, but they're going to
Looks like this.
It's going to be the same thing. I mean, like I think the quality's good. I think the quality's very good. Look, show the back of that card, Josh. Now,
you know
take
I
it out
got-
and fold it in half.
Not my shark.
Don't be a coward.
No, I'm not doing it.
Um,
I'm a shark.
Like I think the quality was good. I think a Beckett 10 is really hard to get, but I think the quality's great. I mean, it certainly rivals modern Magic.
one of the things we've seen in other TCGs is that they don't get 10s if there's corner damage, and there's like not corner damage.
Yeah, I mean, like
There's not. Like I've opened 49 boxes.
no, like I think
Until you've opened 50, don't talk to me.
again, like I think the issue is not like the quality of the card; it's like the toughness of grading.
It'll
Like
be-
if you're saying any card, that'll happen.
I'm
for-
not saying any
for
card. I'm
BGS
saying that we will see a BGS 10
foil.
I'm not saying a black label. That's not what I'm saying.
I understand that you're saying foil.
I'm saying we will see
Yes.
we'll see a core or a stone. In
How many of that total is there?
There's
250.
250 of each, so 1250.
Louis also
Maybe.
told me there's
Maybe
1,100.
1250.
There's
I don't think
1,100
you guys-
sharks.
I estimated. I told you that.
I thought
told
you were
this
just
based
saying
on my
Sorcerer's
memory.
Stone.
Yeah, the estimation was 1,100 sharks, so I needed to own 551 of them.
I would be
Control the
willing
shark
to make
market.
it that
Trying to
way.
corner the shark market?
I'm trying to control the shark,
He's not
if you
trying
will.
to corner the shark market. He's trying to.
It's
buy
not
every
the shark market, you two imbeciles. It's the sharket, and I'm trying to corner it.
Shark it. Let's go for the shark market.
Well, we found the name of the podcast this week, so thank you for that, Josh.
Listen, I'm here for the content, baby.
So I will make a bet with
Update on
you.
the Sharkit.
I will make a bet with you.
Sharkit update. Sharkit
We're-
update.
We're entering a bull sharket, which sounds ridiculous, but trust me, it's a thing.
George, I will make a bet with you about the
You're all the way
Foil
back,
stone.
dude. You're just throwing bets out there every half second.
I'll make a bet with you about the foil stone, but it won't be a box. Like I'm not. That's not the risk I want to take.
You want to bet $2,000?
You settled on my price.
Well, I thought 3. I thought Louis was being a little fuddy here. A little Fud Master Flex action here.
It is Indie TCGs are back, baby.
God, I missed 2021 so much.
Yeah.
What a wild time. There's a good portion of my background that's dedicated to the 2021 and all it had to offer me.
Matter that's dedicated to it. It's just mush.
I keep it there to remind me. It's a good reminder.
I appreciate that about you.
It's a good reminder.
You have your failures front and center, which I appreciate.
You know.
All right, we're an hour and 50 minutes in. Do you guys want to FUD up Lorcana or not?
I'm all in on Lorcana, baby. Lorcana's doing great.
Lorcana's insane.
All 6 boxes of Lorcana are going to be great.
We got 4 boxes, people. You get 4 boxes.
All 6 boxes are going to be great.
You want to play the game? You want to open packs with your kids? You can have one of the. One of the 98 packs.
So you're saying if boxes are expensive, that's bad for the game longevity?
Oh, stop!
Is that what you're saying?
Don't you?
I don't think that's true at all.
Don't you dare!
96 packs. How did you guys not criticize my math? It's 96.
What's 96?
What are you talking about?
I said one of the 98 packs. And it's not. It's 96. I did the math wrong.
I have no clue what you're talking about. And
I did 4 times 24 wrong in my head.
That follows.
I said it was 98. And it was
maybe that's why you thought you had 50 boxes. You only had 49, and why you think the boxes will stop just short of $2,000.
Yeah. So what a weenie take. What a weenie take.
They want to get there, but a 10% discount for Black Friday.
Juniors, if you will.
But a Black Friday sale on alpha boxes at Louis store, apparently. Coward.
No alpha boxes. There's none left.
Priceless.
That's okay. There will be as many alpha boxes as there are Lorcana boxes currently available.
Yep, that's fair. Yep,
that will be fine.
So
it'll be fine.
Lorcana allocations were horrible. Large stores.
Don't you dare! They were horrible.
No, it's fine.
Everybody
major
other than
game
George
stores got cooked.
If you want Lorcana, you
better know your OGS. You best not have been going to Amazon Prime. That's for sure. That you must have been dodging Jeffy B and saying what's up to your local OGS.
It's like completely non-existent.
So
here's what we don't know. Good.
There's two. I was about to say this. There's two things. There's 2 things important here. The number of boxes you get seems to be roughly tied to your number of OP kits.
Also tell them what
if you have more OP kits, you're getting more boxes. So like they're really trying to make play serious. Like I think that's good. Like they're pushing the OP kits. The other bigger thing is when does Wave 2 come out? And how big is Wave 2?
And does Wave 2 have a marker on it? Do we know that?
I think they said they would not.
Yeah. So like
listen, like
they said there'd be no first.
Right.
They said
that boxes are going to go a little wild. I think they already are. They're at $300 something already.
What's the box price in a year?
I think it'll be
$170.
What's retail?
I don't know. It's like $7 a pack though. That's all.
Like $6 a pack. I think it's $120. Like I think it'll be like $120. Like they're going to figure out the printing. They have to. Boxes are LGS exclusive. Like I think they're going to figure this out. Like I think they were caught off guard by the demand because the demand's insane, and that's fine. But they'll figure this out.
I'm gonna have to pack out my boxes at my store. I'm doing a learn to play event, and I'm only gonna sell packs. Only if you come to play at the learn to play event.
That's how I'm doing it.
It's like crazy.
The thing that caught me off guard is I got hard allocated on sleeves and playmat.
I got one of each playmat.
I got 2. No, I got 2 of something. 3 of 1. What do you want
me to do? I ordered like 24 of each playmat.
I sucked it up and bought the stupid Mickey one from eBay because I felt bad hoarding it from my store. So I bought the Mickey one, which is the one I wanted on eBay.
So we've joked around. I want to talk about this from the other side of the table for a second because I think there's a bigger thing here. I was excited to buy. My nephew loves two things in this world. He loves Mickey Mouse and he loves fans.
Wait,
no.
Fans,
like little fans. Like he wants, when he comes into my house, all he wants to do is grab the remote and turn on and off my ceiling fan. He loves fans. Loves
them. Talking about Taylor Swift again?
No.
By the way, did you read that the Philadelphia Fed said that she basically single-handedly saved Philadelphia tourism? I want to give Taylor a shout out here.
Yes, I did read that, George.
Like, she has to carry the economy of the United States. Like, I have to carry this podcast. So me and her have that in common. Continue, Josh.
Listen, Philly sports fans are jerks. Don't come at me. Get out of here. Jerks.
They don't have sports there.
So I think there is a concern. And they're Disney.
Bruins fan?
That's Boston.
Close.
Philly.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. Yep. You've identified two different American cities, and we're very proud of you.
The Northeast, is this the same to me?
Philadelphia's not in the Northeast.
No Buc-ee's. It's like Myrtle Beach. Close.
Anyway, I think there's a big risk here because I was very excited to buy some of these and open them with my nephew and then buy some with my daughter and like have that be her first trading card game experience. Now, you could tell me that there's a certain sector of the community that's turned off by the fact that boxes will be instantly $400. I think not only will there be a second large wave, I don't know how they survive if there's not, but you could tell me that Disney gets a second chance at a first impression because they're Disney. When I see this come out and I see it is finally a reasonable price, I know personally I will go back. I won't think, oh, it's because it's terrible and it's cratered. I'll think, oh, it's just properly managed. I'll go back. So I think they'll get a second shot at this.
Of course.
So has there been any like announcement from Ravensburg of like, hey, people, don't buy $400 boxes because we have more coming?
I don't mean not yet. Yeah. I mean, they said there'll be more coming.
Yeah.
I don't think they have an obligation to say don't buy these boxes at that price. Like I would say I wouldn't buy boxes at this price. It's not a proven commodity yet. But like, but like I wouldn't buy $400 boxes. I'd wait. I'd wait.
Maybe these drop and just skyrocket. Like it's scary. This is just bad.
This could be chaos.
Yeah. I think the issue is like, what is the second wave?
The question is twofold. How big and when?
Yes.
This goes back.
Both valid.
It goes back to the grading question because if you are a high-end card grader, how fast are you trying to rip open boxes and send in like 15 Mickeys to PSA to be the first to market with a PSA 10 Mickey? We
don't know the quality yet. We have not seen these cards bent in half yet.
That's fair.
If you don't Ben test the second biggest TCG release of the year, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to be upset.
I'm with you.
Do you know how good? I shouldn't even say it. I'm not saying it. Do you know? Okay. You know how well the Ben test worked for one of the games this year? To tell us if the card quality was good or not.
Well, which game?
Last. You're editing the podcast already.
I'm not editing the podcast. Continue.
I just hope they have the ghost hand that they from WotC holding a card.
I can't believe you didn't know that was a human being.
That was freaky.
Wild.
That was freaky.
That was so funny.
You thought it was just the most unhealthy human being, the ashiest human on the face of the planet.
I think it were his real hands, and that was a ghost.
Can we go back to before the ring was pulled again? It was so nice. It was so easy. Content was so easy. We were all just like making up things about the ring. It was great. We were all speculating that it was going to be in the gift bundles. Now nobody cares about the gift bundles.
The professor's the GOAT. He comes out and says, it's confirmed it's in the gift bundle. It's pulled the next day out of a collector bag, and he just moves on. He just keeps it moving. The guy just keeps it moving. Like,
Did listen, he say that it was confirmed?
Oh, he goes, it's all but confirmed. Don't buy it. You can't get it out of one of these boxes. It's in the gift bundle.
Really?
Yeah. And then the guy is such a pro. He's just like, you know what? I should keep it moving.
You know what? We should give him an opportunity. Prof, next week you're invited on the podcast to defend yourself.
I will not be here next week if you're here. Sorry, boss. I was nice to Simon. I like Simon. Simon's a friend. Prof, not a friend.
Wow.
Well, that's because we don't know him. Like,
wow.
We weren't
prop
friends
page.
at one point, and here I am.
Yeah, I invited Josh on.
Oh, that's fine. Prof can take my spot for the week.
God, that would be such good content.
I'm in.
That would be such good content. Can we send the prof a shitty bubblegum painting put behind him too?
I'll tell you what. All those people in the comment section that hate George and would rather see the prof, it's probably the
Who
same
hates
people.
me?
There's people who don't like George.
Listen, George, you got a list.
I'm guessing the people who don't like George are people who like prof. Like that,
100%.
that Venn diagram it makes a lot of sense.
Just two circles.
Yeah. It's just two circles.
I'd be on for Rudy.
I think we gotta get rid of Josh for the Rudy one.
Really?
Why? What?
I don't know.
What? Because
They're
what?
both
Wait,
unshaven.
what?
They're both unshaven. They both have that. They both have that hair.
I'm a patron, dude. What do you mean?
Are you a Rudy patron?
Yeah,
I support Rudy.
I'm not a Rudy. I'm not a patron of anybody.
I know.
I noticed.
We gotta get you out of the Discord server. It's supposed to be
That's fine.
patron only.
I don't think I've posted like in a month. I posted in the watch section. That's it.
You've been too busy counting your Pokemon.
He can't count that high, Louis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. What else are we talking about? Anything?
We've reached the end of the podcast.
So the zoo they're at San Diego Comic-Con. They're releasing the Hello Kitty.
Is that the only place you can get the Hello Kitty stuff, or
Nobody
what?
knows yet. Nobody knows yet. Can I say
What's going on?
Is it because
I
it's an
did
announcement
not
about
know
an
Hello
announcement?
Kitty was so big. Shout out to Sanrio and Mr. Kitty, who is always welcome on the podcast.
Yeah, I have to be gone that week.
You don't want to
Yeah, me
interview
too.
Mr. Kitty?
I don't know enough to interview.
I'm the sacrificial lamb that week. Like I have to be gone that week.
You can't be gone. It's on your channel.
I'll hit record and you guys can do it.
If it's on
It'll be
my
every
channel.
week. It'll be great. You won't edit it.
Josh is gone for Rudy. You're gone for the professor.
I don't understand why I'm gone for Rudy. Rudy, you know what? Put in the comment section that you
I don't
like
make
me,
the-
damn it.
I don't make the rules. He doesn't watch the podcast.
God, I don't blame him.
That
Does
was
anybody?
confirmed by his sorcery video this week. He doesn't watch the podcast.
Why not?
I don't remember why, but I left a comment. I was like, "Oh, it's confirmed. He doesn't watch the podcast." He said this. So that
Is it because I stopped watching his videos? Rudy, I've stopped watching all TCG videos. It's not you. It's
I
me.
stopped caring about TCG.
I know, George.
I'm
Half
just
my
on a
viewership
podcast.
dropped off.
Why can't we just talk about Taylor
Why can't we
Swift?
talk about Tay Tay? So the Hello Kitty cards are there, and there was a rumor floating around. First of all, Rudy, I want you to know I already talked to them, and MetaZoo will not ban Louis from their online game, even though he lied last week about the reason for the delay of war.
I speculated.
Yeah, you wildly and erroneously and recklessly speculated. I thought they would ban you, but they did not.
Sorry,
So
dude, you're
big shout
banned.
out to
Take a
MetaZoo.
week vacation. Take
So
a week.
What was I wrong about, George?
That it's not the online game that's delaying it.
Oh, how do you know that?
I heard that.
Yeah.
I have also heard that.
So Scooby.
And I'll be honest, so have you.
Yeah, you told me. So
No, I'm not the one that told you. I'm not the one that told you the first time.
Will that then have war cards in it?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
But the rumor floating around SDCC is that there might be a MetaZoo and Hot Topic collab. And I got to say, that's the collab I did not know I needed in my life, but I do.
So
I
Wait,
would like.
do you guys know
I
what
would-
Hot Topic is? That might be before your time.
Yeah, that's where you go in the back in the adult section and you laugh.
No, that's Spencer's. You were close.
Dang it.
I thought the same thing. That's Spencer's. Spencer's is with the weird
God.
adult toys.
Oh my God, they have the Genko Jeans MetaZoo collab.
Are we just collabing with things that nobody knows about now?
Are you serious?
No clue what that is.
Like, listen, we've announced 40 collabs. Who knows which one of them will actually
I
happen?
don't think that the collabs mean much unless the collaborators also like promote MetaZoo.
That's Mr. Kitty
Or
doing
it
it.
happens.
At
Or
what
it
point-
happens.
At what point is it a collab versus a license?
Mr. Kitty's doing Hello Kitty with them. Arby's is doing the thing with them.
Yeah,
I
that's
would-
how well
so-
that collab's going. By the way,
so-
It
the
hasn't
thing.
happened yet.
They're
You gotta be
doing
patient.
the thing.
So okay, so let's use the Lord of the Rings Magic collab that happened. You had Lord of the Rings like characters and people from the movies
Well,
talking
Hello
about
Kitty
the
is
game.
on is in the collab.
They're in the MetaZoo cards, but where's
Right.
like Hello Kitty promoting MetaZoo from?
Where's
Did
the
the Lord of the
Elijah
Rings tweet out about Magic the Gathering?
Huh?
No,
the Lord of the
Elijah
Rings?
Wood did a bit about
Well,
it.
like, I can make a Hello Kitty little caricature for y'all and have them promoted if you want. Like, it's a fictional thing.
Yeah, the Hello Kitty should be doing
okay,
that.
and they haven't made one.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't follow Hello Kitty on Twitter.
I don't follow you on Twitter.
Like, I would like to, like, I think like MetaZoo needs to start getting those.
Arby's did it.
Arby's did do it. Yep.
Arby's tweeted the word MetaZoo.
What do you want? What do you want? It hasn't happened yet.
That's what I want.
They're doing the Mr. Kitty. They're doing the Hello Kitty. They're doing the Arby's. You can have a cat and a burger.
I want. And how's the TV show and the video game? And where are those? Like, that's what I want. I want these things to happen.
I don't want to be accused of us not knowing things. I'm pretty sure that the
I want to be very clear here.
Arby's,
I do not care if you accuse me of not knowing
that
things.
the Arby's did do a Facebook post with the MetaZoo cards.
It was a tweet.
Because I remember being like, who is playing with cards after eating Arby's with Arby's food? Wash your hands, people. They're trading cards.
Can you get them?
Huh?
When's it coming out? Like
tomorrow.
Any information? I'm sorry. We've talked, and listen, I don't want to hear about how I'm critical on everything on this podcast.
Not one game.
That's true. I don't.
Listen,
listen, sharks. Shut up. Shut up and look at my sharks. I want to see some of these collabs start coming to fruition. I want to see some of the stuff start to happen.
Yeah.
Like
I would
next
like to see some more collaborating and not just like putting cards with
the next thing we're going to see is an all reprint set. Like,
I don't think it's all reprints. I think it's some reprints. Josh,
sorry, I'm mostly reprints.
And it's reprints of.
I would have also called Commander Masters an all reprint set, just so you know.
I'm pretty sure the announcement said reprints of war cards too, which.
I said that last week.
Which won't be printed.
I said that last week. So,
I don't think Hello Kitty tweets a lot. That's what I'm getting from their Twitter account.
I don't want them to tweet about MetaZoo. That's not the goal.
MetaZoo question mark? No,
I want a MetaZoo X Hello Kitty doll that is on advertising in sale at Walmart.
Okay, so you don't think that the Lord of the Rings collab counts as a collab? Because that did not happen with Lord of the Rings. So, like, Lord of the Rings didn't have a Magic the Gathering product. Magic the Gathering had a Lord of the Rings product.
No, and they had the Lord of the Rings actors promoting the set. Like the actual actors doing bits. It wasn't just a tweet. It was these actors doing shorts. It was on all these channels across multiple communities.
I don't think Hello Kitty does a lot of tweeting.
Well, like, listen, you have an even higher, lower barrier than me. I want to see the collabs, like happen, be in someone's hand. That's.
I guess they do. I guess they do some tweeting.
Anyway,
I guess they do some tweeting.
All right, everyone. Well, that's your 2 hour and 6 minute podcast. Everyone, thank you so much for watching and for listening and for being here.
They did a Hello Kitty Yahtzee game.
God, you are in the Twitter. You are in the Twitter sphere.
Would love to hear.
This is what hell is like.
Would love to hear your thoughts on how wrong we were or how right we were. And leave comments.
Do you guys still read the comments every week?
Dude, our podcast.
I go in early and reply to a couple and show my love and then get out.
Do you really?
Yeah.
3,700 views last week on YouTube.
Wait, is that a thing?
For our podcast last week.
Shout out, Eric can come back anytime, buddy.
Yep.
Especially, shout out to Eric.
Eric,
come back anytime.
Sorry,
Eric.
Simon was on last week, but Eric would be on. Cool.
God.
Oh my God, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes with you.
Everyone, thank you for being here. Remember to subscribe to Josh's YouTube channel. Go find
Eric will be on there next week.
This was not a little chat.
Go find George on Twitter and
that man in a Hawaiian shirt
at Hello Kitty. I think that's his Twitter.
Be kind to the people around you. May the zoo be with you.
And also be kind to you, Louie.
Baby shark doo 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 doo.